Okay, so,
Oh, sorry.
on
On this day.
on this,
On this day.
well,
On this
yeah,
day.
well, no, come on.
Okay.
On this day.
Do you want?
Yeah, I want
wants
it.
a
I
reel.
want the real on this day.
You want the dramatic pause?
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't mind. Yeah. Yes.
On this day.
Yeah, that's what I need. Okay.
Joan Jett was born.
Ah.
I can't believe she's that old.
How old is that, Gina? Because I don't know when she was born.
She is 59.
59.
Well, that's easy. Yeah, I believe
That's
that.
easy?
Yeah, she seemed old to me when she was,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she's an old soul. She was born in a manger, I think. So.
She was born in a manger.
In Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
You know, she was in a movie that nobody saw that I actually really
The
liked.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
So you saw it. So nobody saw it.
What?
What movie was it?
It's called The Light of Day.
Oh, yeah. I remember it. I didn't see it.
See?
Well, I didn't want
You
to
made
see
my
it.
point.
I didn't want to see it.
And
Why did you see it?
Because I like Joan Jett.
Well, so do I, but I didn't want to see that movie.
I like Joan Jett, and I never saw that movie.
Really? You didn't either?
I was a movie snob at the time that came out, and it was getting bad reviews, and so I.
Well, I don't think it. I think you made the wise decision because I'm betting, and don't take her word for it. I'm betting it's awful.
It's not good, right?
I liked it.
Well, there you go.
That's not an answer.
No, that just kind of reaffirms to me.
Because there's crap that I like.
And
you know?
she's in a band in the movie, and
Really?
yeah.
Well, that's a stretch.
And I like the music.
And Michael J. Fox is
her brother.
her brother. Okay, who's trying to get out and help the band.
Well, no, I mean, but he's in the band too. They're both in the band.
Oh, I remember
'Cause,
that
you know,
string of hits Michael J. Fox had.
He played guitar in Back to the Future, right, Richie?
I know.
He actually play? Come on.
Yeah, he did. I think, didn't he?
I don't think he actually played.
No, he did. He plays guitar. This is before the Parkinson's, Carrie. Don't ask him to do it now.
Well, I
Oh,
wouldn't.
that was mean.
I wouldn't now.
That was awful.
Gina.
What?
That was
Too
awful.
soon on the Parkinson's.
I was sticking up for him that he
Wait till
played
he
guitar.
dies.
But he did in fact learn
Yeah,
how to play
he
the
played
guitar,
guitar? Okay.
for Johnny B. Good in Back to the Future.
Interestingly enough, Joan Jett learned to play the guitar for that movie.
Yes.
So. All right, I guess we had to
Well,
officially begin the show.
The official beginning of the show is in just a few moments.
Yeah, this
you
is
know.
just this is nothing.
No.
This does not count.
Nothing counts.
No. So in a few moments, we need your check-ins, 877-602-9696. Call, check into the show, tell us what you're doing, how you're doing, what's going on with you today, and one of you random checker-inners at 877-602-9696 is going to win,
Ooh,
is
yeah.
it passes for the whole thing? I think it is.
3-day pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-day pass for the event that started yesterday. Salt Lake Comic-Con passes. So 877-602-9696.
Thank you. Ranlife.com.
Oh, yes. Listen, I get weekly, well, monthly probably. I made a big mistake. Well, I didn't. It had to be done at some point. I haven't gotten on the scale, weighed myself, that is, since. So I had some back surgery to relieve some pressure on, excuse me, on the nerves in my back, and that has made it difficult for me to. Well, it's made it impossible for me to do any exercise. And I exercise a lot, usually.
Uh-huh.
And then I went on vacation.
Well, sure.
And
You don't ever weigh yourself after vacation.
and you always went on, and you always put on a little weight on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lack of exercise for a month, and then going on vacation for however many days to Hawaii, which involved a lot of
Pineapple? Drinking.
a lot of
Empty calories.
empty calories. Thank you. That would you please? Damn it, Gina. Could you start with the euphemisms? Would you not zero right in on the problem? Start with the euphemisms. I mean, I say, oh, is Aunt Flo here? You know, I don't say, what, John the Rag? You having a period?
Trying to be funny?
Start with the euphemisms, please.
Before the reality.
Yeah, don't let
right.
the reality just don't smack me in the face with it, please. So, 10 pounds since the last time I weighed myself.
So in a month you gained 10.
I think I'd have to look and see when that surgery
You don't
was.
look like you've gained 10 pounds.
Oh, I sure feel like it. And I don't. Really? No.
You look fine.
I think. Nah. You always say that though. Because I don't know, why does she always say that? Because I don't think it's true.
I'm sorry. I was chasing down things that we have to
I'm sorry.
take care of here. I'm, trying to fix the show. That's all.
She always says, you look fine. I think it's you say that either because you don't really look at me or at people. Because I look at you, and I wouldn't say that about you.
I didn't ask your opinion on how I look
I
or how
didn't.
much weight I gained on my vacation.
I didn't ask yours either. You just offered it. I didn't ask your opinion.
Okay, I won't say you look fine. I start out saying something nice and I get in trouble for that.
I don't think I look. I think you can tell I've put on 10 pounds. Can't you, Carrie?
Gina, watch and learn. Really?
Can you tell that I put on 10 pounds?
You hide it well.
But you can tell, can't you?
No.
You can't?
No. I also don't look at you very closely.
I believe that.
It's true. I don't look at anybody very closely.
I know. I
keep my head down. I do my job. I get out.
I look at people too closely.
Yeah, would you quit looking at me so closely?
I'm sorry. How's your eye?
It's better.
Is it really?
It doesn't-
That's what you said. That's what you said when it wasn't.
But now it's just crusty, not puffy.
What did your husband
Now we're
say
in
now
this-
that he's seen you? Did he when he got home and looked at it, did he go, "My God, why didn't you go to the doctor?"
No, he's still saying it's fine, so it's fine. It's scabby.
I think that if you had FaceTimed him,
Yeah.
he would have looked at it and went, "Oh God,
Yeah.
Boots,
No,
get
he
in
was,
there."
He was with me all weekend, and it was fine.
But so again, he doesn't look at you very closely. He just keeps his head down and does his job when he's with you.
Which I'm
you know-
glad that he doesn't notice I've gained weight.
No,
so
he just
that's-
keeps his head down and does his job.
762-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. Yeah.
All right. I guess we
begin the program.
officially begin the program.
Officially beginning the program, brought to you by the Downtown Dine O-Round, running September 15th through October 1st. Sample 2-item lunches for $5 or $10, 3-item dinners $15 to $35. Go to dineoround.com.
By the way, Gina, someone in the text or chat room, I forget which, and you can text us at any time, 33986, said I was being unnecessarily disagreeable with you.
No.
Right out of the right out of the box.
Well,
And, that may be true. I'm not going to apologize, but I'm just going to acknowledge that it may be true. And I would say to that person, if you would like to listen to a radio show where they don't disagree with each other, there are a lot of them. I suggest you tune over to KSL right now. KSL News Radio 1160.
they're very agreeable.
On the AM, and so I forget the hour.
You're right, Amanda. You should tune over right away.
Exactly. I know. That'll make you feel better. So they're necessarily agreeable.
Well, that's absolutely right, Amanda. We're necessarily agreeable.
Thank you, Brian. I'm Amanda Dixon. All right, the moon. This is the official beginning of the show now. The moon is a waxing crescent moon. It is 5.8% of full. The moon will rise today at 9:38 a.m. Today being the first day of fall.
Really?
It is Friday, September 22nd in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is North America's yeastiest radio broadcast.
Yeah.
It's Radio from Hell, starring the lords of morning radio, the oligarchs of morning radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And Katie for short is here helping out on the program today. Now, September 22nd, there are a lot of, not only is it the first day of fall, it is National Legwear Day.
Leg warmers?
I would assume.
Leg wear?
What else besides pants? Are
I
pants
guess-
leg wear?
I guess hose.
Tumbling tights?
Hose.
Jeggings?
Jeggings, yeah, good. Thigh highs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Active wear?
There you go. It's National White Chocolate Day, which I think is racist. It's American Business Women's Day, Car Free Day, Dear Dairy Day, Elephant Appreciation Day.
I appreciate them every day.
Hobbit Day, and National Ice Cream Cone Day. So there you go. Now, should we the Z word of the day before we get to your questions, because it is September. This word supplied by our attorney Edward K. Brass. The Z word of the day today is zeneb. Zeneb, which is a poison.
Ooh.
It's an insecticide or a poison that's used to kill downy mildew, rust, and red fire disease. Zeneb, your Z word of the day. I have a Led Zeppelin story coming up in the news.
You do?
Oh, all right. Well, let's get to your check-ins then. Let's start right away with Trent. I nearly said treat. Trent.
Trent.
How's it going, guys?
Trent, fine. How are you today?
Oh, just a lovely Friday, ready for work to be over so I can have an enjoyable weekend.
What are you doing this weekend, Trent?
I'm going to see my baby mama,
Your baby mama? Where's your baby mama?
Idaho.
Why are you not living in the same place as your baby mama?
She decided to take off.
She doesn't.
Wait a minute.
She doesn't want to see him.
She decided to take off. Maybe she doesn't want you to.
So why are you going there?
Because it's a respectful thing to do.
So are you going to see the baby or are you going to see her? Because you said I'm going to see the baby mama.
The baby's due in 3 months.
Oh.
Trent, I think there's a whole story that we don't. But if you would call Dr. Laura Schlesinger, maybe the whole story will come out. All right, thanks. Oh, by the way, let us know if you're the person calling who won Comic-Con passes. I assume it wasn't you.
I won Comic-Con passes, by the way.
Oh, that was you?
Now wait a minute.
But you can't use them.
You're going to see your baby mama.
No, I'm not. I'm not using them today. I'm gonna be back tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. All right. Take care, Trent.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Well, are you going to be able to pick them up today? Because our office is only open on Friday.
Yes, you guys are open till 5.
Yep.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
There's a story there.
Yeah. Jim.
Yim.
Hey,
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Yim.
yes. Hello, good morning.
What's up with your life today?
Actually, I normally try to do the check-in if I can, but today I woke up out of my own sick stomach, so I'm actually checking in on the toilet here with you guys.
Wait a minute. You're on the toilet right now?
I got incredibly sick somehow, and that woke me up, and I'm listening to you guys, and it's nice to be able to do the opposite check-in, say something bad. I woke up and checked in this way instead of
Like your
say,
pants
"Hey, I'm
are
going
around your
somewhere
ankles
today."
right now? Is that what we're...
Okay, Gina. God.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's already embarrassing enough, Gina, okay?
Well, you're the one that brought it
Yeah,
up.
you called
You
us.
didn't have
We
to.
didn't call
You don't have to announce to everyone that you're doing that. You can keep it secret, and they won't know because it's a
Okay,
telephone.
but here's my question. You're sitting there with the pants around the ankles,
Got nothing better to do.
but you're talking on the phone. Sometimes things just happen while you're sitting there that you're not in control over.
What if there are noises?
And we're here listening, and the radio people are listening.
Yes, it's very true, but I am sitting, but not. The toilet seat is down. I'm on the.
okay.
I feel like I'm on the recovery end.
Okay.
Okay,
I
all
I woke
right.
up a little earlier, flipped on the station, and I decided to check in with the opposite. Most people check in, have some good stuff to say. Mine is, I woke up horribly today.
We'll go back to
So-
bed.
I woke up horribly.
Well, congratulations, Jim. All right.
Feel better.
All
Thank
right.
you guys.
See ya.
Okay.
I wonder how often people call us from the bathroom.
I'm more than you would think.
Yeah,
I
probably.
would bet, but they're smart enough to not announce it.
That's what I'm wondering, though, because sometimes even if you don't say it, what if it announces itself?
Because it's the phone. I can't see you. Let's see. Dang it! I always seem to forget Elephant Remembrance Day. Thank you for the reminder.
No nickname Nick checking in, just getting off work, have to go have a drink. Really like the hot toddy suggestion the other day. Any good other good drink suggestions?
I don't know. I guess he's going to go home and have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's,
Yeah, stick with the hot toddies.
yeah.
Let's see. IT Jeremy here checking in on the way to work. I'm doing a half a day today, so 50% is all I'm asking for.
That's all I got.
Oh, now Richie, Terrence says he can't use the tickets he won yesterday.
Terrence Black.
Can we give those to somebody else?
Terrence, what did he won something yesterday?
I'm
right?
guessing it's Comic-Con tickets.
Hmm.
So maybe we have another set of Comic-Con tickets to give away. Okay, Richie gave them away. All right.
All right, there we go. Let's see. Bus driver Allison. Yay, no school. Too bad I still have work meetings. Oh, I hate that. Sadie is checking in.
Oh, Sadie.
Hi.
Sadie, what's up with your life today?
I'm on my way to work at the hospital.
Okay, are you a nurse? You're a nurse, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a labor and delivery nurse.
Yeah, I think that's a great. Now there was a boner candidate this week about, I think it was Army or Air Force nurses.
There was a Navy nurse making the
Navy.
baby dance. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
and calling them little Satans and
Flipping them off and
Yeah.
taking pictures. And
yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Now, is there any kind of joking around like that where you work?
No, because if you don't like the littles, you probably shouldn't be working with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The littles.
The littles. Oh, the littles.
All right,
What's
Sadie.
what's the most babies you've birthed in one shift?
Probably when I worked for a bit at a really big hospital. I think we did like 27 in a 24-hour period.
Wow.
Man, it's just pumping them out 1 an hour. It's like a
You
baby
have great job security.
baby assembly line. That's what it is. All right, Sadie, thanks for checking
Sadie.
in.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's see. We got Tasha checking in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. A Battalion checking in. Day 2 of having an afro. Hopefully no one touches my hair without asking today.
When you have an afro, you're asking for someone to touch it.
Well, you're not supposed to. That's just rude.
Can I touch your hair?
Eating breakfast, had to turn the radio off. Is that guy on the toilet gone yet?
He's gone.
Metal Shop Mark checking in from the local area.
Oh, in this area. Hi, all. You asked me to let me know how my family was in Puerto Rico. I still have not heard anything, and it's kind of a stressful situation. Not very good right now. Just wanted to check in with you guys. Hope I can win some tickets for Comic-Con.
Is that Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor? Because she said in the news today she's not heard anything from her relatives.
From her relatives.
Really?
In Puerto Rico. Nothing.
Ms., not Mrs. Reed, the batty math teacher checking in. Hopefully all the bats are gone now. She must be at, was that West?
West High School. Yeah, the bats, the 200 bats were humanely and successfully relocated.
All right. Paramore concert, super excited. That's tonight. 10% effort for you, because I guess they're resting.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, we won't try very hard today then. Big boy news and opinioendo coming up after these. Also, the best question, or is it?
Yeah.
Is it the best question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's all on the way. Stand by.
You know, I need some. I know Gina has to do traffic, but I need some help. And the Salt Lake Film Society.
You don't need that help
can
just
help
yet.
Me. Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
Salt
do.
Lake Film Society. I need that help. See, there's a premiere tonight for Welcome to the Rubber Room.
Yes.
The Trent Harris movie that I'm in. It's at the Tower Theater, and the Salt Lake Film Society has information about it at their website, slfs.org. I'll be there for the premiere. It's at 7:30. I don't remember many of the people's names who are in the cast. So
the people you work
yeah,
with?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, it was a long time ago, and you work with them sporadically. And so could somebody please send me a cast list for
IMDb?
Maybe. I did.
Welcome.
Yeah, he wants the Salt
but
Lake
it's not
Film
there?
Society to do it.
It's there, but
It
there
is.
are only 3 cast members listed.
Oh, my.
So maybe the Salt Lake Film Society has it on their website. I haven't looked yet.
I'd call Trent if I were you.
Go there, check out all the things that are going on, movies at the Broadway, movies at the Tower, and become a member of the Red Carpet Club. Just go to slfs.org.
Now I can
Please,
do traffic. Let's see. We've got traffic lights malfunctioning Main Street 300 North in Salt Lake. That's downtown. That's the only issue so far this morning, which is sort of surprising with all the wet roads. But let's keep it that way if we can, everybody. Text me if you see something, 33986.
All right, thank you. Big boy news is next. Stand by.
X90. Bill and Gina have a big fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake, and they still find things to bitch about. X96.
All right, 6:36 right now.
That's because radio sucks.
That's right.
No, it doesn't.
It always has and always will. Well, I mean,
I love radio.
the behind the scenes.
Yeah, listening to the
that's
radio,
nice.
that's fine.
You can find yourself an entertaining radio show, and they're out there. Contrary to what you may hear here, there are entertaining radio shows out there. So, tune in, tune around.
Not in the state necessarily.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway packages, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right, as I like to do, I like to begin the news with stories for Gina, stories of vicious and brutal crime. Because that's
true crime. It's a true crime thing I like.
And it's really what gets her, for some reason, this kind of thing. And she's not the only person in the world, but the only person in this room. It gets her juices going. Authorities in Bloomington, Illinois, say a 33-year-old man hid his family's cell phones, and then killed his 2 children and set the house on fire and then hanged himself.
See, why can't you just hang yourself? Why do you got to do all the other?
Police on Wednesday identified the man as Eric Ringenberg. Officials identified the boys only by their initials. There was a 2-year-old and an infant. The Pantograph in Bloomington reports that 32-year-old Pamela Ringenberg was hospitalized for smoke inhalation after the morning's fire. Autopsy showed the children were strangled. strangled, set the house on fire, then hanged himself.
And you just go drive away and leave everybody else alone.
Yeah, I don't get it. And another story for you, Gina.
Another one?
Yeah, this is something that, well, I know exactly how you'll respond.
All right.
If you're looking for an excuse to skip the gym, here's a good one.
I'm ready.
Health clubs are described by doctors as breeding grounds for bacteria.
Oh, yeah.
Gym equipment is dirtier than public toilets.
Wow.
Well, think about all the people that touch that stuff.
So I know every once in a while you probably still, every once in a while, still in the back of your mind, say to yourself, I really should go work out. But this will keep you from doing it. Did you go see Michelle Obama?
No, I did not.
She was in town.
I'm
I know.
surprised. I thought you would.
She was here in Salt Lake City, and when asked how she views the world right now, former First Lady Michelle Obama had less of an answer and more of a gut reaction. She cringed, she groaned, and then she said, do you realize that gym equipment is dirtier than public toilets?
Oh, look at her. She just looks lovely. Thanks, Dylan.
Put that back up, will you, Dylan?
She's just lovely.
Yeah. She said, I don't have much of a poker voice. She didn't mention President Donald Trump by name.
Because, ew.
The former First Lady did tell a Salt Lake City audience that we're looking at two different administrations. One was built on hope. The other is built on fear.
That's
and
absolutely true.
I would add fear and cheap tacos. Though she didn't mention President Trump by name, she said it isn't just us first, in a reference to Trump's Make America First. We live in a big country and a big world. You can't just want to help somebody in a hurricane and then not make sure they can go to the doctor when they're sick. She was at a moderated panel or conversation on the last day of a 3-day tech conference hosted by Pluralsight, which is a Utah-based tech company. All right. Oh, good news.
Oh?
Laughing gas is making a comeback in
excellent.
labor and delivery rooms.
Excellent.
I didn't know it was ever used in labor and delivery.
I thought you meant recreational because,
6-week-old Natalie is Missy Hardman's fourth baby. All of my other babies were born fairly quickly, but she took a lot longer, Hardman said. Hardman, who lives in Salt Lake, didn't have an epidural but used nitrous oxide, laughing gas, to help her get through 12 hours of labor.
Yeah.
She was a bigger baby, and it was so long that I said, let's talk about that nitrous. Laughing gas has been used for pain relief since the 1800s, usually associated with dental procedures. I always request it.
But in dental procedure, it's a short period of time. I can't imagine being on laughing gas for 12 hours.
You can regulate it. You regulate it so that when you're at the dentist and they put that cannula in your nose and turn on the laughing gas, the nitrous, you're really not on it very long at all, even though they leave the cannula there and you feel stuff. What they replace it with oxygen almost immediately. So what they do is give you a little shot of it, and then they put oxygen.
I have a home kit if you want to come over.
It comes with directions.
Personal use?
Yeah, you get those. You can get those in France, I think.
Our listener in the UK says they provide laughing gas in all deliveries here.
Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, it's probably safer than an epidural.
Safer?
Yes, probably safer, and it's less painful. I mean, getting the epidural right at first. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, it hurts at the
it's a big needle in your spine.
In your spine, yeah. I've had one.
I just remember my wife getting them for our two children. It was like, oh my God, ow! But then there's immediate relief.
And they don't always work is the other thing.
Yeah,
there are some times. My sister had to be poked 2 or 3 times and still never quite got it in the right spot.
Well, she had a baby though.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the epidural.
Yeah. Oh.
I see. Actually, I've had. I've had steroid shots in my spine. That's the same thing, isn't it?
No,
kind of.
Epidural's a giant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what kind of needle they use because I'm laying face down. It might be a giant needle. I don't know. Kim Jong Un has, Rocket Man has responded to Donald Trump's threats to him. He's threatening back. You know,
Because we're all 8 years old.
this is a war of big babies. He called President Trump a frightened dog. Speaking in a rare personal address on North Korean television, Kim also called Donald Trump a rogue and a gangster. He concluded his address with the promise, "I will surely and definitely tame the mentally deranged U.S. dotard with fire."
Did they
With fire.
Did they translate dotard?
It just means an idiot. It's an old-fashioned word. It's like retard, but it's dotard. Trump, of course, promised that if North Korea threatens the U.S. or its allies, we'll totally destroy them. I think we ought to put the two of them in those big inflatable samurai suits and have them fight somewhere.
It's like Francis and Pee Wee fighting.
Yeah.
You know, they're children. You know.
No.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel, who has accused, of course, Senator Bill Cassidy, of lying about his health care bill. And Kimmel made a lot of accusations, and Fact Check decided they would look at what Jimmy Kimmel had said and see how many of the things he said about Cassidy and about the Graham-Cassidy health care bill were correct. And Fact Check says pretty much Kimmel's spot on. He said the bill would cut $243 billion in funding. Cassidy claims some states would see billions more. So Kimmel is right. There are like 3 different figures out there. He selected the biggest one. But, you know, that's okay. So he was not lying there. Kimmel said people with pre-existing conditions may not be able to afford coverage.
Right.
Cassidy said the protections are absolutely the same. Cassidy's lying.
Yeah.
Kimmel is correct.
That's true.
And Kimmel said federal funding disappears completely after 2026. Cassidy said, no, that's not true. But it is true. The Graham-Cassidy bill only goes until 2026.
And then what?
Nobody knows.
Then good luck.
Cassidy says, well,
We'll figure it out.
They'll renegotiate or they'll do some. But when Jimmy Kimmel said the federal funding stops in 2026, that is correct. He was only incorrect about one thing. He said Mr. Cassidy inaccurately made some statements and promised me things to my face. So Fact Check went back and looked at the 5-minute segment and said, he really didn't. He didn't say the things exactly that Kimmel said.
Well,
he did.
the big objection that Kimmel has is that Cassidy's been going around
Using his name.
saying, does it pass the Jimmy Kimmel test?
Yeah. In reference to his son that had needed heart surgery.
And that's the thing that's really upset Kimmel.
Yeah.
Using my name. Stop using my name if you're going to be lying like this.
Dotard?
Yes.
Yeah.
A state or period of senile decay marked by decline of mental poise and alertness.
I don't know where he gets those $5 words.
No.
I don't believe that's crap. And then finally this, for September. It would seem that a reunion of the living members of Led Zeppelin might never happen. But that doesn't mean they still can't be friends. In a new interview with Rolling Stone to promote his upcoming solo album, Carry Fire, singer Robert Plant was asked about his relationship with Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones these days, especially after spending a good deal of time with them recently during a liable lawsuit in L.A. Remember that whole thing about Stairway to Heaven? Well, what was once a steady date now becomes a cup of coffee, he said. That's basically how it turned out, a cup of coffee from time to time. Nothing intimate, but we do get together. We like to chat. We enjoy each other's company.
Do they drink Mill Creek coffee? I bet they drink Mill Creek coffee.
Let me see it. Does not say that.
No, delicious Mill Creek coffee?
It could be. It just doesn't say it here in the story because they do drink coffee together in L.A. And I think you can get Mill Creek sometimes in Los Angeles. So they're probably never going to play together again. But
No, they don't need to.
Well, and I don't think Jimmy Page likes to even play anymore. Much, you know. Whatever. I'm done. So there you go.
All right.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Yes, this Saturday, Real Salt Lake. Their push for the playoffs is continuing. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Defending MLS Cup champion Seattle Sounders will be in town. They're looking better and better. You can still get tickets. You can call them 844 Real Tix or go to realsaltlake.com. And remember that I-15 is kind of a mess down at that end of the valley.
Oh, are we trafficking already?
Well, no, I'm just saying with I can, but with that ramp closure at 106 South, that's awful darn close to Rio Tinto Stadium. So you're going to need to give yourself lots of extra. It's always bad traffic on game day there anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So just allow some extra time for yourself there. Weather. It fall. Look at that fall. That's a nice fall.
It's a nice fall.
Showers off and on throughout the day, and highs only around 56.
No, wait, did you do sports?
Yeah, Real.
It's the Real game.
Oh, I thought you were
We'll
going
talk.
Aaron Hernandez?
Well, they tested his brain, and he had a bad brain.
He's the guy that committed suicide in prison. He was serving
Murderer.
time for murder.
His family's suing the NFL.
Well, they said his brain had. Now, he was a
CTE.
pretty young CTE. What is that? Anyway,
It's
brain
I hit my
disease.
brain a lot.
They said, now he was a pretty young guy. His brain was as bad or worse than many older players.
So they're suing the NFL. Yeah, so that was sports weather traffic, kind of all in a different order, I suppose. Brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
All right.
So-
Thank you very much.
Now, I don't want to go over a ground that you guys have gone over before, but Mauricio Paez is here. He's a listener from Pittsburgh, and he came in Wednesday when I wasn't here and brought us all gifts, the delicious cake from Prantle's Bakery.
That's correct.
Yeah. And also she brought other things for us to sample and try from Pittsburgh. I guess that's the best way to put it.
What,
hope
you
you
can
guys-
say you brought us booze?
Can we?
Sure.
Oh, I
Sure.
thought we couldn't say that anymore.
I hope you guys haven't been enjoying them.
No, I got some bourbon. What did you get, Gary?
I got some rye whiskey.
And
I got bourbon as well. Organic bourbon.
yeah. So probably the same. It's very good, by the way.
Oh, I'm glad.
Now, I wanted to make sure you're here just for Comic-Con, and to did you get a chance to meet your attorney or our attorney?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Not just for Comic-Con, really. I wanted to do the pilgrimage to the promised land of September.
Now, Mauricio, you just kind of stumbled across our show accidentally some time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in Salt Lake City. I'm a graduate of the University of Utah, and I just stumbled across your show on the dial, essentially.
Yeah, and where are you from originally?
I'm from Columbia.
Columbia. So now I just wanted to extend an invitation to you to. By the way, did we get him Comic-Con passes?
He had
You
already
got
purchased.
them.
You already bought them?
I would have.
Yeah.
I would have gotten you some, but yeah.
I wonder if we can cash them in or something. Now there's a premiere of a movie I'm in tonight.
Oh, that's right. So I stopped by Ken Sanders a couple of days ago. I heard him in your podcast, in the Let's Go Eat show.
Yeah, Ken Sanders' Rare Books. Yeah,
and he mentioned it. Welcome to the Rubber Room.
yeah, and it's tonight at the Tower Theater. So if you would like to come, you could come as my guest.
What time is it?
7:30.
Yeah. Let me see what the schedule allows.
All right, I'll
Because
give
he has Comic-Con passes too. So
Right.
they're-
Well, yeah, and I don't. How late does Comic-Con go? Does it go
We're going till about 9 or so.
Yeah. Well, so it's up to you. You know, whatever. I just wanted to extend that invitation and say thank you personally for the cake. It was delicious,
You're very welcome.
and I expect you to send one a month.
Absolutely.
One a month.
One a month.
Because I eat one of those a month. It
I
was-
looked them up. They're like $50.
Yeah, I know.
It's an expensive cake.
And that's without delivery. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I wanted to order one, it's
Pretty sure I didn't pay that much.
You didn't
yeah.
pay
Well,
that much
but that's
for it?
still like if you want to order one to
Oh,
have
and
it
that,
shipped.
with delivery,
I
it's
think
$50.
so,
I was going to say, I hope you didn't pay that.
No. It was.
But it's still cakes
Much
are not
less.
cheap. I mean, you got to pay $20 or $30 for them. Even local bakeries here. But anyway, thanks, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely, same thing.
And we had lunch yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Where'd you go?
It's a place out in the west area, of course. I thought Ed picked it, but
No, I guess it was Aaron's
yeah,
pick.
but I managed to break away and find some time to go and see these guys. It was like Dick Clark and Ed and Aaron and Mauricio.
And was it so? If it was an Ed pick, was it a little hole in the wall?
No, it wasn't an Ed pick, he said.
Oh,
No.
it wasn't an Ed
No,
pick.
but it was a
It was a hole in the wall. And was it Mexican food?
It was Thai.
Thai.
Average Thai.
Average Thai. Is that the name of
That's
the
not a
place?
good name
Name
of
of
a
the place.
restaurant.
I know you named the place Average Thai, and it
The
just,
food was great.
you know, you just you're asking for trouble. Let's see, we got a few minutes here because usually we have a feature here, but we didn't have a feature here.
What
so.
are you doing? I don't want to go over ground we went over before, though. So
Well, I want to hear. So he went to Comic-Con yesterday. What'd you see?
Yeah.
Who'd you?
Well, we went to the Michael Brooker panel. That was fun.
Now, I was just seeing on social media that he just like went off and was there a lot longer than he was supposed to be.
He's crazy.
He pushed it right to the limit, and he walked around the room and talked to a lot of people. It was very nice.
was he was entertaining?
Absolutely, it was absolutely hilarious.
I would
He
imagine.
frightens me.
I would.
I can understand that.
He's a serial killer.
Well,
I know.
I would advise you to. It's a hard movie to watch, but the first movie he was ever in, Henry: Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Okay.
When he's very young, it's a scary movie, and he's really scary in it. And I think he's really a serial killer.
I just when he was here last time, they said, "Do you want be there just in case he wants a moderator?" And I didn't know. And then he walks into the backstage area and he shakes my hand and he goes, "I don't need a moderator, son. I got this." And
you slowly backed
I just
away.
went, "Yes, Mr. Rooker, I'm."
Anything you say, Mr. Rooker?
It's all.
No, come on, I'm not going to hurt you.
No, don't worry about it.
So what else did you see at Comic-Con?
We just walked around the shops, all the artists, and then the wife went to a fantasy panel with a bunch of authors that she likes.
Now you're going to go to Comic-Con again today. What are you looking forward to seeing?
I think so. Is Geek Show today?
Geek Show's today at 5. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think Eliza Dushku is today as well. To be honest, there's so much stuff. I'm glad I have the app.
If
She's been there before, hasn't she?
once before.
Yeah.
If they need me, I'm supposed to moderate Will Wheaton and Gates McFadden.
Oh, okay.
At 1:00. That is if they need me.
You think you won't?
I'm predicting Will Wheaton will say, "I got this, son."
You mean Dr. Crusher and her son
and
Wesley?
her son Wesley. But if you have any questions, I'm a little, I've done a little research, not a lot, I won't lie.
Carrie would like the help.
But yeah, send questions for those two.
For
send
Gates
them,
McFadden and
yeah.
Will Wheaton at one time was not well liked.
Well, don't ask him about that.
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting to know how he felt about
Well, yeah,
that.
he withdrew from most of the geek community for the longest time. He even famously said Star Trek is lame.
Yeah,
and now he's embraced it.
And didn't he somehow has managed to really rehabilitate himself in the eyes of fans? I think that'd be interesting to talk to him about.
Yeah. So KERRY@x96.com is my email. Go ahead and send them in to me because I could use the assist.
You can ask challenging questions at Comic-Con, Gina. There's no problem.
Why
with
were
the-
you not liked? Why did everybody hate you for a while?
It's a well-known part of his career.
It is. Yeah.
Let's see if people hate traffic this morning. I'm kind of surprised things are as quiet as they are because we had so much water overnight. But seeing green cameras all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. I'm going to check our message stream quickly because friends of the program are really nice about letting us know when they see something at 33986. Nope, looks good.
All right.
Oh, Ed wanted some Formula One news from you. Was the famous Colombian driver, was that Dario Franchitti?
No, his name is Juan Pablo Montoya.
Oh, yeah. How's he doing this year?
He's not in Formula One. He's in NASCAR right now, I think.
Oh, that's disappointing, isn't it?
A little bit.
Who's doing well in Formula One, Ed wants to know.
Lewis Hamilton is doing great, and he's been doing great for the last few years. But Vettel is taking the fight up to him as well. So
All right,
Taking
there
the
you go.
fight.
Taking the fight. There you go. Formula
right.
One news.
Let's see. Meh question of the week, I guess, after these. Stand by. KXRK Provo.
Strong Volkswagen and
I had an email also from Little Weenie Intern.
Oh. Who's supposed to be here today?
Is he?
Wednesdays.
No. Kerry, he quit.
Well, I
remember?
know. He's supposed to be here to offer our best friends of the program little weenies.
And he's quit us.
Because in the morning, we ask the important question, little Smokies or little Polskas.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people had not tried either.
Nope.
So, and it was great. We still have the crock pots, the little crock pots under my desk.
Thanks,
from-
Dominic.
From Gina's cousin. This is your little, it says, Dear Radio from Hellcast. This is your former Little Weenie Intern again. I have a request that I wish to run by all of you. I'm a bit nervous to ask you all of this, but...
No, you've abandoned us.
I have to
whatever it is.
try. I've been bummed out all week because of having to quit my internship. And I've debated pulling a Michael Jordan or more recently a Brett Favre and coming out of retirement, or a Lance Armstrong. And coming out of retirement, but alas, I cannot. I have too much school on Wednesdays, and yes, I do want more time with my wife. But that being said, I want to be a part of the show in some way so bad that I have an idea. I want to be the first Radio from Hell email news intern or something to that effect. Now, hear me out. This is my idea for it. As you know, I live in Ogden, and I get the Standard Examiner newspaper. As I read this paper, I often find news that seems to be in the paper for no other reason than to fill newspaper space. The news in Ogden is outright boring. My idea is that I could write a weekly email and share some of these news stories in a fun, comedic way. You could call it the Ogden Weenie News or something similar. If you like the Weenie News that week, you could read it on the air. I think that this would be a great opportunity for me to improve my writing skills, and that's why I look at it as an internship still. I know Richie's in charge of the internship, so of course ask him for his input about this as well. And maybe I could make a rare occasional visit to the studio, weenies and all. I almost did not write to you to ask this, but I thought, why would they even consider doing this for me? But then I thought, well, I was a good little weenie intern, and maybe they will cut me a break. At least give me a week or two to see if I can do it. And if y'all want to let me do something else similar to this, or if you have any other ideas, please just let me know. Maybe this was a bad idea. If it is, let me know. Thanks for letting me listen and cook the weenies. Love you, former little weenie intern Ben.
Well, Richie, of
here
course,
comes Stedman.
in charge of the interns. He probably wants to weigh in.
He can. Yeah, we can have him help us out. If he'd like to help us out with the big ass show, we could use a hand.
Oh.
And if you and Ben, I'll send him an email. But if you want to send some news items from Ogden,
Sure.
no guarantee that they would make the air, but
And I'm being sincere, Ben. And if you in the future you clear your life up, you can come
Clear
in
your life.
and be here with us in the morning because I like you well enough.
he's a great guy.
The problem is he kind of sounds like he wants to rewrite the news in Ogden, whereas we probably just want him to send us copies of the articles.
Well, let's see what he
right?
can do. Let's see what he can do.
Next, sort of go against your rule about professionals doing comedy.
Well, I'm not saying he'll make the cut.
Hmm.
You know, I'm not saying it'll get on, but see what he can do.
I'm going to grow tired of that one pretty quickly.
Yep.
Anyway, let's see. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Well, it's brought to you by our friends at Prohibition, an all-new restaurant and bar in Murray, north of Fashion Place Mall. Weekends are a roaring good time at Prohibition. Events and information at prohibitionutah.com. And our submitter for Best Question will get a $25 gift card to Prohibition.
All right. Who's got it?
Gina's got it.
I got it. It's Best Question of the Week. You can send them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. I suggest you put Best Question in the subject line because there are various spellings of meh.
Yeah.
So just put Best Question of the Week in there. We actually didn't have any bad suggestions of Best Question.
Oh, we must have.
I looked.
Really?
No. They're all, and we have a nice stack of them. But please send them in. RadioFromHell@x96.com. Okay, this comes to us from Josh. Greetings. I am a Republican FOP.
I'm out.
Who listens every day. I disagree with most of your political views. However, you're entertaining and make me laugh, so I enjoy your program. My question is, what do you think the majority of your listeners' political affiliation is? Especially being in blood red Utah, do you think more conservatives or liberals listen to your show? And does that affect the way you discuss politically sensitive topics? Thanks. I like hearing from people like Josh, and I would like to hear more from them. I like knowing that Republican people that disagree with us enjoy the show and listen to it. That makes me happy.
My suggestion to Josh is I don't care. Get lost. Get lost, Josh. I don't care. No,
we want all the listeners we can get.
Yeah,
I think that's part of the only way hearts and minds are affected is if people that I don't want only people that agree with us to listen to us.
Oh, it's worked for Hannity.
Yeah, it works really well. No, you know, Hannity has many, many listeners out there that hate him, and they listen because they hate him.
They hate listen.
Yeah, I mean that's what I used to listen to him because I couldn't stand him.
But I don't think Josh doesn't hate listen. He enjoys the show. It's not that he's listening so he can go, did you know what I heard on the Radio from Hell the other day? They were talking about the healthcare. What I think his question about does it affect the way you discuss politically sensitive topics, I don't think we ever look at a topic and say, there's going to be conservative people hearing us. We're going to change the way we approach this.
I was interviewed by a guy a couple of weeks ago who brought this up because he said, I'm going to go interview Kerry, and the people in his office said, that show, they're awfully liberal. And I said to him, I'll say it now, we haven't changed. We've always been loony liberals, as I was called yesterday.
Who called you that?
Someone in the chat room. We've always been this way. It's not that we all of a sudden became. What changed was you. You changed.
Or the political environment changed.
Or something about you changed. You became your parents at some point. That's what happened. We didn't change.
Well, and that's what I wanted to say about this is he makes it sound like, and I think a lot of people assume this, like we have some meeting when we get off the air. Okay, how are we going to handle this thing that happened in the news? What you hear here on the show, it's just us.
Wait, you guys haven't been going to the meetings?
I have these conversations, the same conversations we have here, I have with my family, with my husband. This is not a put on, our show is a liberal show. These we're just people that happen to have a microphone and are talking.
We're not cartoon characters.
No.
Another point I'd like to make is, when did you guys get so political? Again, we've always been this way. We haven't changed.
I would say what's the guy's name? Josh.
Josh.
Why do you guys do that? I don't get it.
It's our
I
joke.
don't get it.
It's our joke.
Go see the Blair Witch.
I try to see the other side of all arguments, and I have over the years tried to, even though I'm a liberal, very liberal, say, now wait a minute, and kind of present the other side as best I can. It's gotten really difficult to do that because things are so extreme. And by things, I mean...
You know.
It's hard.
The Trump administration and Donald Trump running for president that way is, I mean, it's so extreme and so far over the edge. I stand amazed. I stand all amazed at this. I just can't figure it out. So it's hard for me to present the other side because the other side is so irrational. Now, there are still good, rational Republican people that I talk to from time to time, and I like, and we get along, and we will disagree on certain things. But when they step up and say, well, I kind of had to support Donald Trump because, well, you know, the Supreme Court. No. You could, the Republicans could have allowed Merrick Garland, President Obama's nominee, a man that Republicans liked. They could have let him go forward.
They liked him until Obama liked him. Then they stopped liking him. Another thing. We have people who give us advice on how to do the show, professional people, and they have told us it would be better for you if you backed off on this stuff. And we have politely declined to do that.
Well, politely to their faces.
Politely to their faces. When the phone gets hung up, it's a lot of fingers are thrown. Again, it's not because we're playing roles here. This is who we are.
And if who we are happens to be more political right now, and maybe it is, maybe because it's top of mind and because there's something new every day to talk. This show is topical. The show, we are talking about what everybody is talking about, and what everybody's talking about right now happens to be politics.
I don't care for it, frankly.
When the Olympics were here in town, you know what people were tired of us talking about?
The Olympics.
It
was topical.
It's topical. And I wish we didn't have as much politics to talk about now. Yeah. I
don't like
I
it.
wish things settled down so we didn't have to. But that's what people
Every
are
day
talking
it's
about.
another Watergate.
I mean,
every day.
The only reason that I kind of like it being a lot of politics is if it weren't, we'd have to hear about Gina's soccer stories. You know, and I just, now we only get a couple of them, but if I'm telling you, if there were no politics, it would be soccer, soccer, soccer.
And again, here's someone calling us ball babies. You guys are 6 times more political than you've ever been. Listen, this administration, and know this administration is going to go down in history, all right? We are living through historical times. The Trump administration is going to be unlike any scandal-ridden administration you've ever experienced.
Those of you who support it are on the wrong side of history.
Yes. I guarantee you, in 10 years from now, when it's looked back upon, people are going to go, I can't believe any of that happened. Well, yeah, you're living in it right now, and I can't believe it's happening now.
See, that there's still, and Steve, again, there's still honest Republicans out there.
Sure, of course.
Spencer Cox. Now, we'll disagree on certain things.
Oh, yeah.
But he never supported Donald Trump.
Nope.
He never came out and supported Donald Trump. And I applaud him for that because he knows that he's a moral wasteland.
Yep.
See, and the smart thing for us to do would be to shut up about it.
And there are other radio shows who have taken their consultants' suggestions, and you won't hear a mention of...
Exactly. I've talked to several morning shows who said, we just don't do politics anymore.
Nope.
And I'm like, how
do you not?
How do you not? It's like the biggest thing happening in the nation right now.
Because we're real people, and we talk about what real people are talking
I just got a message from the front office which says, again, I've told you guys, stop talking about this. So maybe.
Friday morning fart song, where is it?
Yep.
Where is it?
I'm holding it in.
You're holding the fart song, the
Yes.
whole song?
The whole thing.
Is
I'm
that
holding
painful?
it in. It is.
You know, when Nazis are referred to as good people, I don't,
There are good people on both sides.
I don't.
You know, the Nazis and those other guys.
I don't. All right. There you go. Sure. Mad question of the week. Thank you.
I'm thrilled with the traffic so
Friday.
far because it's not bad, except for, let's see, we got this from a friend of the program via text. California Avenue to the 215 entrance, the train tracks crossing warnings are stuck down. No train, lots of backup. That came to us via text 33986. Brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Tower Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Here are the boner candidates for round one coming up in a moment. Number one, this was damn good special licorice. Telling you.
Okay.
Number two, it was for my Instagram underwear series. And number three, it was a very disgusting fluid.
All right. Let's see.
All of this talk makes me want to go to bed.
Yeah,
Really.
indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Bill,
That letter exhausted me.
You need to stay in your Mattress Firm mattress, just with your head elevated a little bit throughout the weekend to help get you over your cold.
Nothing political about Mattress Firm. Republicans and Democrats alike welcome in Mattress Firm. There's semi-annual sale going on right now, and your favorite mattresses are all on sale. Top name brands like Beauty Rest. They have queen mattresses for just $454.99 plus an additional 10% off. Something for everybody with over 15 queen mattresses under $699.99. And that, Gina, that 120-day guarantee is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because you're going to spend time picking out your mattress at Mattress Firm. They don't rush you. They want you to be there. But even after all of that, and you've selected a mattress and take it home, you have 120 days to decide whether that's the right mattress for
They'll
you.
either give you your money back or replace the mattress for another one that you might want of equal value. So go to Mattress Firm for their semi-annual sale. Where's a Mattress Firm store, you're asking? Simple to find one. Go to mattressfirm.com.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present Pepper.
I'm a bad mom, I can tell you about real quick.
Really?
Well, we know you're a bad mom, but go ahead, tell us.
Quickly, we're at Gray Whale. You can come by and see us, Gray Whale, up by the U.
Come and get a first-hand look at a really bad mother.
Yeah, I'm right here. So last night was country fair at Festus's school. Now, country fair is not like chickens and cows and
Like you would.
pies.
Yeah, that's why they call it a country fair, because it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's a country fair.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not a country fair; it's a country
It's
fair.
a country fair.
Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
What country did Festus have?
He had Iraq.
Oh,
Of course he
good.
did. Yeah.
And so yesterday,
Is that because they knew his father's a terrorist?
no, he has a brother
Oh.
who's serving in Iraq.
Oh, that's okay.
He's been there forever. I wish he'd come back. But yesterday, after school, Festus said, well, everybody said they're bringing food. As you know, you have the display board with all your information, and everybody's bringing food from their various
It
countries.
would have been nice, honey, if you'd let me know that
Right.
before, 12 hours before school.
So I look around the house, and I see that
Did you have some hummus or anything?
well, the mother-in-law had just come back from Egypt, and she brought this big container of baked goods from this Egyptian bakery, and the container had Arabic all over it, and they were Egyptian pastries. I'm like, that's close.
Wait a minute.
They're
If you were to
close.
say that to your husband,
Well,
your
so-
Egyptian
well,
husband,
He's out of town, I'm guessing.
So that's close, and there's Arabic on it. So you set that on the table, and it'll look
Yeah.
it'll fool 'em.
authentic.
Yeah.
So we go to the country fair and
The country fair.
the country fair, and come back, and Joe stayed with the little kids at home while I took Festus to the country fair, and Joe said, "What happened to
The pastries
The
that I was so
pastries.
looking forward to eating.
And I said, well, he didn't have any food for his display, and so we took those. And I thought because it had Arabic on it that it would look. And he said, the Arabic that they speak in Egypt is not the same as in Iraq. It's like
Really?
that would be like if you took,
Yeah.
pastries from
Let's take some French
Spain
pastries to a
and-
Mexico
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Oh my God, they didn't know. Nobody knew. It's Arabic. They don't know what.
Did they not know?
Nobody said anything.
Nobody
Of course
said
they
it.
didn't
No.
know. Yeah.
Was he angry at you? Did he get angry?
A little bit. It's like
Dr.
my
Sam
mother-
wants to talk about anger today.
It's like my mother brought these all the way back from Egypt for
me.
For me.
Did people eat them at the
They
fair?
did. They were gone.
Were they delicious?
They were really good. 'Cause
You
they-
don't know. You didn't try them.
No, I did.
Okay.
Before anybody else touched them, because then they've got germs on them. So I unwrapped them and tried
Oh,
one.
you have problems with germs?
Yeah.
Oh, like my friend Lindsay. That would be good for you next time we're on. We'll talk about germs.
Oh yeah,
I don't
she's.
know. Do you wear slippers at home? Or
Yes.
Will your feet touch the carpet?
No.
She
Oh.
won't walk
Oh.
She won't walk barefoot in a hotel room.
Really?
No.
No. How? And if you're out and about and you need to go to the toilet,
I try to wait.
difficult till you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult.
Unbelievable.
And she's one of these people who opens the door to the bathroom with her elbow.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Flush with
The
your
whole
foot.
thing.
I'm no fool.
Do you use a straw when you're
Sure.
drinking at a restaurant?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's bad.
James.
We're going to have a show on obsessive
no.
Let's
compulsive
do.
That's
disorder,
not
I think.
obsessive compulsive. It's
Ah,
being
he's-
cautious.
It's
That's
Dr.
different.
Sam. You
Cautious?
Yeah. You can argue with Dr. Sam.
Cautious.
I don't think you're going to argue with Dr. Sam.
On Twitter at RFH Carey, Radio from Hell on X96.
That drop made me think. I wanted to tell you, I watched the first episode of The Orville yesterday.
Yes.
Now, my wife, who you know is a big Star Trek fan, particularly The Next Generation,
Yes.
she watched it and said, "Yeah, I don't think so." And I watched it yesterday and went, "Well, this is all right."
You see what he's doing?
It's charming.
Yeah, it was promoted wrong.
It's very charming.
He's trying to create a universe, and it's Star Trek with jokes.
It's very Star Trekky. The music is. If I were Alexander Courage, I'd sue unless he composed it.
Well, he may have because McFarlane called in a lot of people who worked on Star Trek shows to do this.
I like the characters.
Yeah.
I thought there are no big jokes. They're just kind of little,
That's
kind
the
of throwaway
point.
jokes.
That's what Carrie said.
I thought
they're regular people that.
It's just regular people in Starfleet. That's what it is.
My wife said, I don't think he's as funny as he thinks he is.
It's not supposed to be
And I said,
hilarious.
"Well, it's not."
He's not going for the belly
yeah.
laugh.
I just thought it was charming. Now, the story was kind of weak and because it was so Star Trekky.
You're setting it up.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Second episode was interesting because you get to look at his parents.
Who remind me who they
Jeffrey
are?
Tambor is his father.
Okay, that's good. I like that. I like the very opening scene when his wife is in bed with the blue man, and he splurches blue liquid out of the top of his head, and has a goofy look on his face.
That's the thing is you just have to think of it as Star Trek with regular people.
Episode 3 last night was pretty serious. Took on some heavy subjects about transgender and different societies of people and how they view things.
Well, that one guy is you only have one sex on your planet.
Yeah, they're all
That's
male.
Right. They're all male. And
well-
he said, well, bathrooms must be a no problem. He said, it's a no problem because we only pee once a year.
Well, we find out that's not true.
Yes.
Well.
Coming up.
All right, sorry.
Anyway, sorry.
Aren't we supposed to do boners
Yes,
here?
it's round 1 of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Which of these 3 stories is the worst? Which of these 3 stories deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? I'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky boner voters will receive a nice prize of some kind.
Yeah, tickets to see Cake live at the Eccles Wednesday, October 4th in downtown Salt Lake. Tickets are on sale now at liveattheeccles.com and at the Eccles Theater box office.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. This was damn good special licorice.
I love this title. I have no idea
I don't know what the
is.
story is either.
A man accused of violently assaulting another man over licorice, or as I like to say it in an affected way, licorice.
That is quite the mugshot there at x96.com/live.
He faces serious criminal charges. Justin Rene Perron, who was listed as homeless, was charged yesterday in 3rd District Court here in Salt Lake with aggravated robbery, a first-degree felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On June 27, a man was in front of City Creek Center holding several pieces of licorice when he was approached by Mr. Perron, who you see in the mugshot here at x96.com/live. Mr. Perron demanded that the man hand over that licorice, but the man refused. I'll just take it from you then, Perron told the man. Police say Perron then took out a knife, and the man attempted to defend himself with his cane. Perron took the cane from the man and tackled him, struck the man several times in the face with his fist. Other nearby officers responded to the scene, arrested Mr. Perron. I'd like to know where the licorice came from because it was damn good special licorice. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. It was for my Instagram underwear series. Again, a local boner candidate.
Really?
A man accused of using his cell phone to take a picture under a woman's dress on an airplane was arrested this week, according to police. Kevin Earl Mills of Layton, arrested Monday for investigation of voyeurism by electronic equipment. Mr. Mills was sitting on a plane about to take off from Salt Lake City International Airport to Spokane when he used his cell phone to take a photo or video under the female's dress and then deleted it, according to the Salt Lake County Jail report.
What? I deleted it.
But before Mr. Mills could delete the photo, the woman's boyfriend saw what had happened and confronted Mr. Mills. Airport spokeswoman Nancy Vollmer said airport police were contacted and escorted Mr. Mills off the plane before it took off. If Mills had taken a voyeuristic picture while the flight was in air, it would have been a federal offense.
Oh.
Now it's a local offense. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office is screening the case. Boner candidate number 2, well, it was for my Instagram underwear series. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, it was a very disgusting fluid.
Boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
I will start the news this time with a story for Richie. I saw this headline and I said, well, I'll have to get this for Richie. Jared Leto's shirtless picture will get you through a work week.
Will it?
And it's a picture of Mr. Leto, who Richie sat on his RV eating baguettes and
well, that's what eating avocados.
Baguettes and avocado.
Yeah.
There's Jared Leto's shirtless selfie, and I just knew you'd want to see that, Richie.
So here's the speculation, right? Is that an old photo, or did he shave his beard
That's right,
after
because
he
he has
left Salt Lake?
he's got crazy man beard.
It's an old photo.
It's an old photo. Okay. All right.
Well, then you're right. It will get me through this work week.
I was trying to.
I didn't know how you were going to hang on, but
trying to read that chat too.
Wouldn't you rather look at Eva Longoria showing off her sextastic, ageless body in new photo shoot?
Maybe.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Come on, it's Richie. 1 in 10 female students at Utah State University say they have experienced sexual assault, according to a new survey.
1 in 10.
1 in 10. Most Utah State students say they feel safe on campus up there in Logan, but in the recent survey, 7.4%, including 1 in 10 women, say they've experienced unwanted sexual contact since enrolling up at Logan.
well, Betsy DeVos doesn't want you to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah.
So
Among the students who experienced assault, 90% said their attacker was an acquaintance, typically a fellow student, but only 5% filed a formal report with the school. Those results were highlighted in a report released this week by USU. We need a better understanding of where we are in terms of addressing the problem of sexual misconduct on campus, USU President Noel Crockett said. That's not Crockett, it's Cockett.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of read a little bit about what Betsy DeVos was saying about the whole thing, about Title IX. What's the position she wants to take?
she thinks it's too easy to falsely accuse people of sexual assault. So
Yeah.
she wants to make it harder
The standard of proof to be
to report.
higher.
Could
Yeah.
be-
She arrived at this position after being lobbied by a men's group.
Because as if it's not hard enough for women to come forward and feel like they'll be
Yes.
believed and that anything will be done about it. This is kicking it back down the road the other way.
And I read some about it, and there were cases presented, the way things were handled, that the accused person said, I never had I never had a chance to refute any of the charge or anything.
And it happens. And as the mother of sons, I can see how you would say, if my child were ever falsely accused of this, I would want,
Yeah. I mean,
to be able to defend
so are
them
the
in an easy
standards, are
way.
the procedures now? I think it's worth looking at to make sure that all the procedures are standard and that the people who are accused of this have an opportunity to.
Well, DeVos wants to get rid of Title IX.
Well, that's
altogether.
Yeah,
terrible.
that's
terrible.
That's the issue.
And as a mother of sons, you've probably taught them not to rape.
Exactly.
Unlike
it's
Every time they try to rape, she slaps their hands.
Exactly.
Do not.
No.
Yeah.
The world waited with bated breath for the rescue of a 12-year-old girl believed to be trapped beneath the rubble of a collapsed school in Mexico City. They said they gave her a name. Her name was Frida Sofia. She was trapped under the rubble. They heard her voice. They saw her fingers through the. They heard her. They knew it was totally made up.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows how or why. We don't have any knowledge that this person ever really existed, said the Mexican government. A report surfaced yesterday that the girl had signaled to rescuers from the rubble of the Enrique Rebesman School. The story quickly became a symbol of hope that drove thousands to dig through wrecked buildings looking for survivors, but she was non-existent. They had given her a name, Frida Sofia.
And aren't there enough other actual people missing that need to be looked for?
I just don't get what happened here. And nobody seems to have a good explanation or why it happened. There were 11 children rescued from the debris of that school, but they kept saying, they put cameras down there and they said, we can see her.
I remember hearing about this.
Nope.
I see her hand.
Didn't happen.
That's interesting.
Facebook says that they will turn over ads that have been placed on Facebook, they believe by the Russians to influence the last election. I deeply care about the democratic process and protecting its integrity, said Facebook's chief executive Mark Zuckerberg. He added that he did not want anyone to use our tools, that is Facebook, to undermine democracy. That's not what we stand for, he said. The announcement that Facebook would share the ads with the Senate and House Intelligence Committees comes after the social network spent 2 weeks on the defensive.
Yeah.
The company faced calls for greater transparency about 470 Russia-linked accounts in which fictional people posed as American activists. They were taken down after they had promoted inflammatory messages on divisive issues. Facebook had previously angered congressional staff by showing only a sample of the ads, some of which attacked Hillary Clinton or praised Donald Trump. Facebook's admission on September 6th that Russian agents had secretly bought ads on the site during last year's campaign has brought intense scrutiny on the social network and on Twitter, entangling both companies in the investigation by Robert Mueller, the special counsel. Both companies have turned over detailed data to Robert Mueller.
And some of these accounts even called for rallies. You know, they wanted to see if it would work as far as that went.
I'm counting the days. Countdown. How many days do you think it'll be before Trump fires Mueller?
Wow. Do you think he will?
Yep.
But he's already done a lot. The investigation doesn't go away if he fires him.
Doesn't.
It does. That's not.
It can be slowed down if you put somebody in charge to slow it down.
I'm going to fire him. And then somebody else will be put in charge who doesn't really want to pursue it that much.
Yeah.
9 elephants.
It's National Elephant Appreciation Day.
Oh, good for you.
Well, 9 elephants were. This is a sad story.
No. Stop right there.
Day?
Stop. I don't want to hear another word. Unless it's 9 elephants. Here we have a picture of them frolicking in a river and playing with a red rubber ball. If that's not the story, move on.
Gina, I don't deny reality. That's not the way I operate. 9 elephants were electrocuted near a village in eastern Botswana this week after they came into contact with a fallen power line near a water source. So they were probably frolicking in the water, Gina. There you go. The country's government said in a statement on Wednesday that the Botswana Power Corporation detected problems on Monday in the power system that serves an area, it doesn't matter where, it's in Botswana. The man discovered 8 dead elephants near the broken line, which they had apparently damaged near a pool of water that had formed from a leaking pipe.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really horrible. So congratulations, we now have a new oldest person in the world, because the oldest person who was in Jamaica, Violet Brown, 117 years old and 189 days old, she has died.
She's passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we now have a new oldest person in the world.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's not part of the story?
No.
Your headline was, we
says,
have a new oldest person in the world.
Well, we do.
Yes, no, I'm sorry. Here it is.
All right.
Nambi Tajima of Japan is now the oldest surviving person in the world.
And congratulations.
She was born in 1900.
How long will she have this title? Stay tuned.
We don't know.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Sports, actually, I need to do quickly because we have a giveaway. Real Salt Lake versus the Seattle Sounders, Rio Tinto Stadium, this Saturday, September 23rd. Kickoff at 7:30. Tickets are available at rsl.com or the Rio Tinto box office, or you could win them right now. We have a pair of tickets to give you now. We'll give some in another hour or so. Call 877-602-9696. That's right.
All right.
Weather. Fall, it's here. Welcome, fall. We have missed you, and we are enjoying your rain and your cloudy and your cool. 56 for a high today. Showers off and on throughout the day. Isn't that lovely?
All right.
Traffic is also lovely. Sean Hogan and Everest Collision, they're happy that there are no accidents, I know. They want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly. And I'm having no accidents reporting right now. Everything's looking good.
Gina, you'll feel better if you go to our chat room right now. Garbage Gus has posted a picture of an elephant on a Razor scooter.
Yes.
So
he's frolicking.
He's frolicking, so it'll make you feel better.
All right.
Here's number 3, boner candidate number 3. It was a very disgusting fluid. Visitors to the Detroit Metro Airport found themselves in a sticky situation when they tried to use a soap dispenser that had been... Somebody had put a bodily fluid into the soap dispenser.
I don't want to know what it is.
Crews were working to replace all the dispensers Thursday, and officials said there was an unusual substance found in the soap at several locations. Cops are not identifying the substance.
Good, I don't want to know.
But sources did tell the network it was, quote, very disgusting.
Yes.
So I think, and by very disgusting, it's not believed that they meant saliva. So
Because that would only be mildly disgusting?
Yeah,
Well, that would be
less disgusting than what it apparently was.
Mm-hmm.
Our public safety department is investigating an unusual substance found in a few of our soap dispensers last week, the airport said. Investigators said it was probably nothing sinister, just somebody who had a grudge. Or a weird fetish.
Yeah, it's weird guy.
Okay, so there you go.
Boner candidate number 3, it was a very disgusting fluid.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, this was damn good special licorice. A fight over licorice in Salt Lake City in front of City Creek, leading to felony charges. Boner candidate number 2, it was for my Instagram underwear series. A guy on a plane here in Salt Lake, before the plane took off, he was observed by a woman's boyfriend taking pictures under the skirt of said woman, the dress of said woman. And boner candidate number 3, it was a very disgusting fluid.
All right, let's get to voting. Here we go. You got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst, which one is the most deserving to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. All right? 1, 2, or 3. Put the candidate number in the message of a text. Send that text to 33986. That's how most people vote. Others use the online version. Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Round 1, September 22, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. Or you can call. Use your voice, 877-602-9696. 300 seconds to get your Round 1 vote in. Here we go.
The music starts at 10.
So weird.
What?
I took the garbage out last night about 5 o'clock, right? This morning, I'm backing out to come to work.
Okay.
And one of my cans is tipped over and open, and the other one is still up but open.
Mine too. I stopped in the driveway this morning. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and one of my cans was knocked over. The other one moved.
Gets weirder. Did you notice the rest of your neighborhood?
I did not.
I drove up my street because I thought I saw, but I couldn't quite tell. It looked like others had this happen.
Are you guys unfamiliar with wind? It was really windy last night.
It was?
Is this?
It was?
I didn't know.
When was it really windy?
It's not been any more windy than
usual.
usual.
It was really windy last night.
It wasn't windy when the cans went out.
Well,
were put out. Was it windy after I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't get home last night until almost 10 o'clock.
Oh,
so we were asleep.
Just think it's funny.
So what do you think?
My cans were
it was
tipped
weird.
over. What?
But what?
Wouldn't your first thought be? I wonder if the wind blew my cans.
No,
that was my first.
That
was my first thought until I saw everyone else's, and I'm like,
I didn't think that at all.
Because again, it wasn't. I woke up at about midnight to pee, and the wind was blowing, but it didn't. It wasn't blowing any more than usual.
There were gusts.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that, and I didn't think that. I just thought, I wonder why the garbage can is knocked over.
You immediately go to conspiracy, not wind.
I went to
No, I didn't go to conspiracy. No. I went to somebody backed into my can and knocked it over. That's what I thought.
I went to raccoons. That was my first
I
thought.
also thought of raccoon. Could have been
It was
raccoons.
really windy.
I thought raccoons, maybe.
Okay, so it was windy. Thanks, Gina. Thanks. You could have
Why
just
is
told
that
us.
irritating? I'm just amused
Because you're
that you
acting
guys
like
thought-
we're asses
You guys are
because
both
we didn't
like,
know it was windy.
We're over too.
Like I said, it didn't seem any more windy than usual, and my cans have survived many a windstorm. As you know, I live on Mount Doom.
I know.
And we have our occasional wind.
You idiot!
And-
it was windy.
And this is the first time that this has happened.
I would think
My cans usually survive the
Whatever.
wind.
My cans have not ever that I recall have ever been blown over by the wind, and it didn't look that way. It didn't look that way. One of them had been moved, and one of them had been knocked over, and I thought somebody backed into them, and I had to get out of the car and put them up.
But the lid was just open on one, and it was still standing. That's why, to me,
Well,
it was
that's
odd.
And that is odd.
That the wind would just lift the lid.
Oh, you're stupid.
Mine also knocked over last night.
Did you think it was raccoons or someone running into them, or did you think it was the wind?
Well, but the wind in Bluffdale is...
Be careful how you answer, because you're a moron
You're
if
being
you don't
judged.
answer the way Gina thinks you should. You're a moron.
Now, here's where I think that you're all wrong. I think someone knows where each of us lives.
That's what it is.
And
That's
knew
what it is.
that we would notice getting up early, something askew, would want to blame it on the wind.
Yeah. You're probably right. Stupid. You're stupid,
That's
Gina.
the most plausible.
He's probably
But
figured it out.
Were your garbage cans down, Gina?
I didn't put my garbage out last night. It's not garbage night.
Aha!
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 How is that aha?
How is it aha that we didn't know it was windy last
Let me
night?
tweet all-knowing suit. This sounds like a prank he did.
Did he prank us? Kevin, time to award round one of the Boner voting.
And round one is brought to you by a can of Stag chili.
Really?
Stag brand.
Stag, not Wolf brand?
No, not Wolf brand, Carrie.
okay,
Carrie's got
'cause-
some Wolf brand here.
Did you eat it out of the can,
No.
or you cooked it?
I ate it with something.
You warmed it up.
We'll tell you what I ate it with coming up in the next.
In round two.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I try to do is
Spread it out.
components of the meal.
And join your friends for Saturday brunch at Gracie's. Enjoy a Tiger Mary, creme brulee French toast, poutine and eggs, or crab cake Benedict. Adults only. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates.
So we had Boner candidate number one. That was a damn good special licorice. Two guys having a fight on the streets of Salt Lake City over licorice. Well, one guy had apparently, and it was a guy with a cane, so I had apparently purchased some licorice, and the other guy decided he wanted this licorice, and so he started beating him up for the licorice. Boner candidate number two was for my Instagram underwear series, a voyeur on a plane from Salt Lake, a voyeur from Salt Lake, or Layton actually, on a plane here at the Salt Lake Airport, taking photos or videos under a woman's dress. He was caught. And Boner candidate number three, it was a very disgusting fluid. Airport soap dispensers in Detroit filled with what was described as a very disgusting fluid, not saliva. So you figure it out. No winner of the cake tickets. Why was that, Katie?
Unfortunately, Richie had over the phones for like a good whole half of the boner results, so I couldn't get a caller
You
in.
didn't get a call.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. And the winner, number 3, it was a very disgusting fluid.
All right, so there you go. That candidate now goes forward to Boner Fight. It might possibly become Boner of the Day. It'll have to face off against the winner of Round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. And don't forget, coming up in just a few moments, I see she just arrived, the girl from Ancestry.com is going to go over our DNA results.
Oh, yeah.
Where we come from.
Where do we hail? Let me just say, I was right.
I was shocked to find that I come from a long line of tadpoles.
Don't we all?
Yes.
I mean,
well, in a way, I guess.
Technically. So that's coming up at 8.
So I'm going to take a chance here. As I came into the office this morning, one of our interns, Katie for short.
Hi.
Hi. I saw she was sitting there at the desk working, and there were some crutches next to her. And I said, Katie, what happened? And she said,
I fell out of a tree.
and I said, hold on to that.
Wait a minute.
I didn't ask her how it happened. I just said, why are you here?
Yeah.
You know?
So you fell out of a tree.
I fell out of a tree.
There has to be a story there.
And I heard more of the story, and there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where were you? Why were you in a tree?
So I was right outside of my apartment complex. We were having a big group of friends over. We were doing dinner on Monday night, and my girlfriend, she gets drunk pretty easy, and she had a couple of beers in her by the time I got home, and she goes running outside, and she's like, "Let's go climb a tree," and I was like, "Kayla, no." And she's like, "No, let's do this."
No, Kayla, no.
And so she goes and jumps into the tree, and I was like, "Oh no, I gotta save her." And so I jumped into the tree.
Now, had you had a?
I had one beer.
One beer.
One single beer. That's it.
All
I
right.
was fine. And I ended up trying to save her while.
Why did she need saving? Did she appear to be like a kitten?
Because she was
trapped
very
in a tree?
intoxicated. Yeah, she was slightly like a kitten
Well,
trapped in a tree.
You should have called the fire department.
I should have called the fire department.
That's what
But
people
instead,
do.
I wanted to be the firefighter that rescued her. So instead, I jumped to the tree trying to help her, and I ended up falling out of the tree while her boyfriend pulled her out of the tree.
So she was fine.
So she was totally fine. And
How
then,
far up in the tree?
Big hero,
it really
Katie.
wasn't that big of a tree, though. That's the thing. It's like one of those down in front. It was one of the small trees, and I happened to just fall and land wrong, and I twisted my knee. Nothing's fractured, but there's a chance that I could have pulled my ACL or something, so I'm going to a sports doctor on Monday.
And what did your friend say when she sobered up?
She feels incredibly bad.
Kaylee, no. And how? Now, if it's one of those trees down there, I'm guessing the tree isn't in very good shape either.
No, the tree's totally fine.
Tree's
That's
fine?
the thing, yeah.
Okay.
The tree survived.
The tree survived. I'm the one. I think it might have just kicked me out of the tree because it didn't like me or something.
Is this typical behavior for you, Katie?
You know, I used to be a huge tree climber when I was little. I was a gymnast. I was a soccer player, so I was always doing things, and trees were a thing that I liked to climb. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And I shouldn't have done that.
What did you see? She's in the tree. Did you think you were going to put her on your back and carry her down?
No,
What?
I just figured I'd be able to call over the guys that we were with and be like, okay, help me get her down,
You're
and
gonna
I'd be
drop
fine.
her, drop her to the guys below. Why don't you get some blankets from inside and do one of those blanket trampoline?
Like one of the parachute things. Yeah, exactly.
I'm more fun when I drink.
Well,
For real though.
I think there are several lessons here.
Incredibly many.
One, don't climb trees.
2, don't try to save your drunk friend from a tree.
Yeah, don't get in a tree when you're drunk.
No.
If you're gonna have to get in a tree, don't get in one when you're drunk.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Liquor I have found makes me very smart.
Do you have insurance, Katie?
I do.
Okay.
So I went to the IHC and we're good.
Okay. All right, good.
All right.
All right. Thank you for being here in
Thanks,
spite of your
guys.
injury.
You'll be okay.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I'll be
All right.
fine.
All right.
I'm starting to get suspicious
Of?
Of the traffic reporting.
Why?
I found one.
I was going to say, it's usually light on Friday.
I found one.
The boner voting was kind of light, too. So
Crash southbound I-15 75th South. That's the only accident that I am seeing here. I'm looking. Nothing there. Let me go to our message stream quickly, see if anybody sent anything there. Nope, I guess we're okay, unless this is totally wrong. Text and let me know, 33986.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to find out our DNA results after this break. Stand by for that.
You know, there are a lot of trees up at Snowbird.
Oh, it's lovely.
Shouldn't climb them.
No,
Do
don't
not
climb the
You
trees
can
at
take
Snowbird.
you can take the tram actually and go right over the top of them all the way.
It's like
to the-
flying.
I stood on the balcony there. Get a. So it's Oktoberfest this weekend. Do a stay and play package.
Yeah.
And I stood on the balcony at the, I think it was at the cliff,
Mm-hmm.
and watched squirrels run up and down a tree one time.
That's the
it was
thing.
so great.
They usually put me in a room that does not have a balcony, and I got a balcony this time, and I'm going to start requesting it from now on.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Great.
Make it a weekend escape with the Oktoberfest getaway at Snowbird from $105 per person per night. Go to snowbird.com for more details to book that. Also, the Mountain School winter programs are going on, and then this weekend, the ski and snowboard swap. Snowboard swap. They do that every
They're not swapping
time.
snowbird.
No.
They're-
It's the snowboard swap.
So all kinds of ski gear, snowboard gear. It's this weekend on Friday, today, and through Sunday. All kinds of great deals. 80% off the price of demo skis. Visit snowbird.com for more.
3 days of...
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Well, we've taken Pierce Bronson also in that same deal.
The former 007.
Yep.
Did you see that movie he was in, by the way, ever, The Matador?
No, I wanted to see that.
You've got to see it. It's great. He's great in that.
I got to get that one in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. this
And how
weekend.
was he?
Honey, write that down.
He was very nice.
Okay. What am I writing down?
Anyways, all
Oh,
right.
you're sweetheart.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was great too. Very nice guy. Like him a lot.
Okay,
so.
how about a horror
I was going to say,
story?
we're getting some nice guy stories.
We've
the worst?
taken Paris Hilton.
I knew you were going to say
Did
Paris
you really?
Hilton. I knew you were going to say
this
that.
last Sundance, we had Paris for 4 days.
That's hot.
And how was that?
You know, Paris is a very unique girl.
He's so nice. He is so nice, isn't he?
How is she unique?
Well, she's got a style of her own. That's for sure.
As I pull out the nice
everything.
guy,
Yeah.
nice guy to carry translation.
It depends. Are we
dictionary.
talking drunk or sober?
You know,
Did you ever see her sober?
No, actually. Maybe once in the morning. I can't be certain though.
So she was a treat to carry around, was
yeah, she. My neighbor's jealous. He loves her, but you gotta meet her. You gotta meet her, I guess.
she? Get the full effect.
Yeah. So
You cleaned the limo after that, I hope. You don't want.
we've got a full detailer.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes.
And any other quick little horror story about anybody?
No, not really. I mean, most of the celebs are pretty good.
Really nice.
They're some of them can be a little high maintenance, but for the most part, they're really generous. They're nice. Keep to themselves. They don't make a lot of trouble.
It's what you would expect, really. I mean, they just want a nice, quiet ride, and thank you very much.
Now, what about the folks you've been giving rides to in Garland? Have they been high maintenance?
Oh no, not at all. Just around the block.
Like Paris Hilton? Mac, he wasn't any trouble?
Now the crowd keeps turning over here. Anybody here want to go on a limo ride? You want to go? Anybody?
That has not gone yet?
Yeah, we had a couple.
Wasn't one now? If it's only one guy, you got to collect some people and go with you.
Two? All right.
Just go around the.
These guys haven't gone.
Just go around the block. It's a treat.
96.3 FM, X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. Well, where do we begin?
I don't know.
So, Ancestry DNA at Ancestry.com. We spit in a tube.
Yeah.
A while ago,
which was more difficult than it sounds. Actually,
I have dry mouth syndrome. So
I couldn't work up the spit in a timely fashion.
But they can track your DNA where you hail from via your spit. And we have Anna from Ancestry.com here. Hi, Anna.
Hi, good morning.
Now, Anna, so first of all, the results of our DNA tests are in. And I guess the first place you go is just Ancestry. And it just shows you basically where most of your DNA comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And for mine, it was tadpoles. So as I expected, it was 86% Great Britain.
86%?
Wow.
I'm as white. Listen to this, though. How white I am. And I've always said I'm one of the whitest people I know.
Why are you speaking in a British accent? See, that's what I want to come from this. Us to
With that percentage,
86%.
You should be able to affect an accent.
Tut.
And get away with it. I'm going to start calling you governor.
8% Scandinavian, so just more white people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then 6% other regions. What do we know about that?
Click on that. There's more.
Oh, you click on that?
It breaks it down.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and click on that. It's just lower regions.
It doesn't want to let me do that.
Well, 86%.
Oh, here?
That's amazing. You could be that much of one thing.
I don't know what you think so amazing about that. Ethnicity, regions.
Are you craving kippers right now?
These are the other Scandinavia, Ireland. That's it.
And then you have a little trace in West Asia. So you're 99% Europe, 1% West Asia.
Well, see, now I know
and West Asia is white too.
Yeah, so it doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah, right there by the Caucasus. That's where we get Caucasian.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. So my great grandmother, her parents were Italian, both born in Italy.
Nope.
Yeah, they were. I've looked up the family tree, so that can still, but that still doesn't figure in.
But they may be Scandinavian people that lived in Italy.
Exactly.
They had Italian names, Roman.
That's what's so fascinating about this. You put the records in place with the DNA, and sometimes it tells a story of, oh, my people came from somewhere else, lived, adopted a culture, took on a name.
So they could have been a couple or three generations of Italian, but they came from somewhere. But they had. I'll have to look at the names again.
Exactly.
And mine's about as white as yours, Bill.
Yeah.
31% Europe West. 30% Irish.
Irish?
I'm Irish. 17% Iberian Peninsula.
It's off of Spain, I believe, isn't it?
Okay.
That's correct.
7% Scandinavian. And then 15% other regions.
Click on other regions.
I'm trying, and I must be.
No, you got to.
What do you got to do?
Same problem.
So go ahead and click on View Genetic Ancestry. Yeah.
Oh, Genetic Ancestry. Okay.
And that takes you to the page that then
Shared
opens
ancestor hints. Is that what it is? DNA matches. DNA circles.
No. So the green button that says View.
View full results. Okay.
I've got mine.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, your genetic ancestry. Okay, here we go. Sorry, the website.
Oh,
5% Native American.
Comanche Indian?
You also have some Italian Greek as well.
Italian and Greek.
See, I did a little family tree research. My great grandmother, her parents were from Italy. I just looked up though. Her father, his last name was Roman, Daniel Bartolome Roman. He's Italian, but his wife's name was Gertrude Terbruggen.
Yeah.
So she came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Gertrude Terbruggen. Yeah.
All right.
I'm the whitest man on the planet.
Okay, Gina.
Mine is what I suspected. I'm 30% Italy.
30%.
30% Irish.
Okay.
And about 30% it's Europe West, which is Belgium, France, Germany, Switzerland.
I hope there are no Terbruggens in there.
No. So I had no surprises, really.
I really didn't either. I knew I was white as all.
Yeah.
Gina, do you know what part of Irish or Ireland you're from?
Galway. Does it show up that
Yeah, it does for you. It does.
Because they're hairier Irish.
What is
up there?
so
The
what
hairier.
so Anna from Ancestry.com, you have some more details there. What's
Yeah, so if you are on your page and go ahead and click on genetic communities.
Okay.
So it says ethnicity.
Genetic communities, okay.
So from your DNA, we've been able to get even more specific into Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And we have you as Irish and Galloway. Mayo and Galloway.
You know who's from Galway?
Who?
The Pirate Queen of Ireland.
They also make really great. They also make really great golf clubs.
That's true.
They do.
But that's pretty amazing that you can not only tell Irish, but that there's a genetic marker of some kind that's specific to that one area.
Does this have any, Anna? It's fascinating to look at, does it have any sort of practical uses and things that people do this for, or do you do this for sort of fun? And why else do people do it?
I think most people want to do it because they have this curiosity where they're from, and it is a lot of fun. Especially we can sit around, we can brag who's more Irish, than the other. But I think it's a beginning point of being able to have something tangible of where you're from and who you connect to.
I just connect to people who eat spotted dick.
But now we were talking with Anna off the air a little bit, and now if you have relatives that have done this test as well, through DNA, you'll be matched up with people that you don't even know you're related.
Yeah, there's a guy there's a feature on here with an email feature, and there is a guy who I do not know, who says he believes that we're like third or fourth cousins, and he's asking questions because he was adopted, and he's giving me his situation, and he's wanting to know if I have any information.
Now,
but I'm adopted, so
it says here on the website that it says take another test. There's a thing you can click on. Why would you want to take another one?
So this is for other family members. You could potentially get other family members tested, because that's really where it gets exciting, is to see how unique you are because of genetic inheritance, the DNA you've inherited from your two parents and so forth.
Now that's what so my husband's a geneticist, so we talked about this, and this might be surprising to you. Your full sibling could take the same test and it will come out differently.
Why?
Because it's not a 1-to-1 ratio of passing things on. Different traits are passed down to different people. Haven't you seen people in families where you look at them and go, wow, you don't even look like you're related? It's because they literally have...
My brother Scott could actually have a little bit more of that Italian somehow in him.
Exactly.
Which doesn't show up in me at all.
Exactly.
But my great-great-great-great-grandfather was Italian, but it just doesn't show up.
And that just means he probably would. Am I right, Anna?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think about your parents, they have 50% of their DNA, but they can only, they have 100%, but they can only give you 50%.
Yeah.
So then when they go, your next sibling could have a slightly different 50 that's getting passed on from generation to
I thought that was interesting. I thought most people probably assume, well, half of my DNA is exactly what all my siblings are, and it's not the case.
Exactly.
It's really amazing, too, the records that are here on Ancestry.com. So I go to my great-great-great-grandmother, Gertrude Terbruggen, who married this guy in Italy, but she's from, it says here, it gives her birth date. She's from Amsterdam. She was from Amsterdam, and she died in Riverdale, Ogden area, Utah. I didn't know that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. No, I knew my great grandmother and grandfather. I knew them when they were alive in Ogden, but I had no idea that her parents had also lived here in this area. I thought they brought her over, or she came over on a boat or something when she was
No, and when I was going down through, and there are different levels, I guess, of involvement you can have with Ancestry.com, but I've been doing family tree stuff, and I found like a couple greats' grandmother, her name was Mountain. And
Her first name was Mountain?
And I called my Aunt Nan, who she's done a lot of this stuff. I'm like, did you have a great-great-grandmother named Mountain? She's like, yep, I sure did. Just weird stuff like that you never knew before. The other cool thing about it is it links up to actual documentation. I saw a draft registration for my great-grandfather.
Wow.
And it's in his handwriting. And they ask things like, what physical problems do you have, or describe yourself. And he described himself in his own handwriting as having gray eyes, which I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You don't know very many people that have that, and that he wrote it down.
And I can also find out that my great-great-grandmother, Gertrude Zerbruggen, was a beautiful woman. So that's fascinating to see that, because I guess Ancestry.com, and a lot of people in my family have done genealogy, the Mormon
They
Church.
put the pictures up.
You guys just aggregate all of that, right?
Here's somebody in the chat room who says my friend was adopted and found her bio sister because of this. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you never know what you're going to find out. And I think it's important to realize that this is all based on current population research today. So as we get more data, it could get more.
The more people that participate in it.
Okay.
Because you can only compare against what you have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anna, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ancestry.com.
You're welcome.
And I'll have you back sometime. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I want the British accent, but you're 86% British.
I want to find out if there are any highwaymen in my British ancestry.
Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 327 in Kaysville. The right lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 281 in Lehigh. Crash eastbound SR 201 2700 West in Salt Lake. And I'm going to check our message stream quickly. Oh, wait, there's another crash southbound I-15 75th South. And it looks like that's about it. Traffic brought to you by the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
All right, we've got Boners Round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, the tiny terrorist. Number 2, everyone loves Kinder Surprise eggs. And number 3, would you hold my gum?
All right, Boners Round 2 and Big Boy News coming up after these. Diamonds Direct.
Yes, indeed. If you want to save money on diamonds, Diamonds Direct is the place to do it. They have a beautiful showroom there just south of the Fashion Place Mall. But right now they're having a sale. 0 down for 5 years. No interest.
I don't know how they're making any money. 0 down, no interest for 5 years.
You're paying for the diamond.
Yeah.
And they make profit on that, but they're not charging they're not making extra profit off of you by charging you interest. And I think that's a great thing to do. Diamonds Direct. Any item, take the price, divide it by 60, and that's how much you will pay a month. Any item in the store.
Again, that's a mind blower. I'm with Gina. How can they do that?
How about here's a big one.
All right.
A $10,000 3-stone diamond ring can be yours for around $167 a month. $2,000 pair of diamond earrings, $35 a month. So it's a chance for you. Maybe something really, it's a little early, but something nice for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, they're really good people down there. You should go see them.
Yeah. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, across from the Fashion Place Mall. Get in there today.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present Pepper. running morning show in Utah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, I mean, come on. We'll take what we can get.
All right.
X96.
8:23 right now. Time for round 2 of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. 2 candidates now. 3rd candidate after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
All right, we've got boner candidate number 1, the tiny terrorist. A California kindergartner has been suspended. So this kid is like 5,
little,
6,
tiny,
for making terroristic threats against his school. Great Valley Academy officials said the ordeal unfolded when little Jackson Riley was asked to take off his backpack.
There he is.
He looks like a terrorist.
Well, the 5-year-old refused. The man then told his teacher, or the child then told his teacher, little Jackson there, that a bomb inside his backpack would explode if he had to remove it. In response to the incident, the school asked the parents to come and pick him up and suspend him for 1 day.
He's a kindergartner.
His parents have slammed the school's decision as extreme and said the incident will be on his permanent record. The school sent the family a letter claiming the child, quote, intentionally engaged in harassment, threats, or intimidation.
He's 5.
Another letter claimed the boy had made terroristic threats. The parents said they attribute their son's comments to his wild imagination. He said he couldn't take off his backpack because it would explode, meaning he doesn't want anybody to get hurt, his mother said.
And you know, when he's stepping on the couch, from the couch to the chair in your house, and he says there's hot lava on the floor?
Better suspend him.
Because there's actual hot lava down there.
She says he has an imagination. He didn't want to take off his backpack, but he was just being imaginative. But he was suspended. The tiny terrorist, boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, everyone loves Kinder Surprise eggs. Most guys trying to get out of the notorious Ottawa jail, but not Damian O'Reilly. No, he was actually pretty desperate to get inside the jail after hatching a drug smuggling plot that would see marijuana sold to inmates for 10 times the street value. All he had to do was find a crack in the system. I didn't write this. Surefire way of getting arrested.
Well, you should own that. Yeah, that was.
But it had to be quick. So Mr. O'Reilly got 8 Kinder Surprise eggs. You know what those are?
Yeah.
Those
chocolate with a toy in the middle.
Well, there's and they were, I think they were banned for a while here in the country because the toys were too small.
Well, kids were eating the toys.
Yeah. So the Italian chocolate egg treat comes with a toy inside. It's one of the most popular ways of smuggling contraband into jail. He put 8 of these Kinder Surprise eggs filled with marijuana, tobacco, matches, and rolling papers up his bum.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Then he got arrested. He figured the quickest way to get arrested was to throw a rock at a police cruiser. So he's got 8 Kinder Surprise eggs up his butt.
He thought this through.
Yeah, and then he throws a rock at a police cruiser in front of the courthouse, and sure enough, he got arrested. But the plot unraveled. So it's not known whether jailers noticed some discomfort that Mr. O'Reilly was experiencing or what happened. But, yeah, he said, I'm in pain. And they found 8 Kinder Surprise eggs.
Surprise!
Boner candidate number 2. Everybody loves Kinder Surprise eggs.
Sure.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Would you hold my gum?
Boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this here big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Del Taco's new Queso Blanco, a creamy blend of real cheese and peppers. Try it on nachos, fries, burritos, and more. Queso from the drive-thru, that's unfrushing believable. Participation may vary.
Well, Gina, I think you were talking about this yesterday, and I think it used to be ice picks. People were always being killed with ice picks. Everybody. Yeah, there were always stories about people getting stabbed to death with ice picks.
Okay.
And you would say, well, why does anybody have an ice pick in their home anymore? Because we just don't.
You don't need them.
We
you
don't need
have
them.
the big chunk of ice anymore.
But now it's machetes.
Now it's machetes.
I don't know why you have machetes. We don't live in the jungle.
Again,
because you can buy them at Home Depot.
And again, and it used to be that ice picks you could buy them really easily at the grocery stores.
Yeah.
The woman allegedly walked into now I don't know what a Kardashian Dash store is.
Clothes.
Is it what they sell? It's their clothing line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pointed a gun at an employee and then ran out before anybody could do anything. But she came back with a machete. The woman started ranting on the sidewalk outside of the shop, and then she walked into the store with a machete in the air, yelling, "The Kardashians will be executed if they step on communist territory. They will be killed."
They step on
She was obviously insane.
And so carries your point that you can be crazy and go to Home Depot and get a machete?
Get a machete, yeah.
Well, I think there should be laws. We need to have a mental competency test before we allow anyone.
3-day waiting period for machetes.
And the employees at Home Depot have to conduct this test. That makes sense.
Background checks. We need background checks.
Chainsaws, same thing.
Well, I didn't realize that I have something in common with Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
What's that?
The South Park guys said at the beginning of this season, and I'd forgotten about this, that they were not going to deal with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And everybody went, "What? There's just too much." And that's why I said.
It's why Veep is going off the air.
That's why. That's why I said, no boner candidates for Trump. There's just too many.
He'll win every time. You can do it every day.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd win every time, but he could certainly use one in every round in every day. Well. They backed off. They've backed off a little bit. As I did the other day when I said, okay, this one's too good. We've got to just include Donald Trump here in this boner candidate. We've decided to back off, and we will do a little bit of Trump stuff, particularly in light of his remarks about South Korea. So that's what's gotten them back energized a little bit. Seasons, they're doing an episode that's partly a response to Trump's address to the United Nations.
Because they can drag out their, come on.
You're going to make me, aren't
you?
Rocket Man.
Thought you were already looking for that.
No, I wasn't.
This is the part.
Well,
because story.
Because unlike you, Gina, Carrie doesn't like to go with the obvious.
Hello. There. Happy?
Yes, I am.
There we go. So they are going to do a little bit.
Can't not do it.
Cement Dave reminds us that Harbor Freight has machetes for $2.99. Not the quality of Home Depot, but they'll get the job done.
Yeah. Let's see now. So city leaders up in Wellsville, Utah, have responded finally to the sham battle situation.
Okay.
Where for years in Wellsville, Utah, they have had a play, a reenactment.
Actually, you shouldn't call it a reenactment because it never happened.
Right. Yeah. It's a ceremony. It's a thing that they do every year in the summer. Wellsville Founders Day Sham Battle, where a bunch of men paint their faces red and their skin red and ride horses, and they're the Indians, and they attack the Mormon settlers. And I watched some of the video the other day, and they really do it up. They've got big covered wagons and horses, and they shoot fake, blanks, and it's very, very active. Wellsville City Manager Scott Wells said the event has been a part of Founders Day celebration since 1930.
Oh, my.
Yeah. He said, but a bunch of people in Wellsville got together because Robert Gerke wrote about this. and said, this is really insensitive. They got together and said, it is a problem. It's got to end. And so they're going to stop. They're going to stop doing it.
They are going to stop?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I honestly didn't think that would happen.
I didn't either.
Darren Perry, chairman of the Northwestern Band of the Shoshone Nation, said not only was the battle historically inaccurate, the way Native Americans were portrayed was an issue. They talk about the natives sneaking around, spying, and taking children. And he said that just never happened. And then there was an interesting story. Gerke followed up on it a bit, talking about how the city leaders are going to, have responded to it, and they're going to stop doing it. And he told the story about a Shoshone chief. Gerke did. This is fascinating. Shoshone chief Sagwitch, who lived up in that area, and those Indians were decimated by troops from Fort Douglas. The federal government said, go kill all those Indians up there. And so they went up and tried to wipe them out. Chief Sagwitch was one of hundreds that were wounded or killed at the Bear River Massacre. He dove into an icy river to escape with his life. 10 years later, Chief Sagwitch and about 100 of his followers converted to Mormonism.
Whoa.
They served as missionaries, and they helped build the Logan Temple.
Whoa.
It's a part of Utah's history, a rich part of the history that is totally ignored.
So do a new celebration where you celebrate that. Can you do that?
And that story has just been overshadowed by things like Wellsville's inaccurate and multiculturally insensitive Cowboys and Indians reenactment.
Well, I'm glad they've stopped the production because the director was a real hard ass.
Now, don't forget your lines!
Yosemite Sam was the director. Had no idea.
Yeah. Well, why do you think it was so racist?
Well, yeah. And Jerry Lewis's will has been revealed.
Yay!
Oh. I
don't know why I love this.
He had 6 children from his first marriage. And,
all boys.
And not a single one of them is included in the will.
They're all out.
He's a dick from the grave.
Well, he was
not
a dick.
A penny for
dick in real life and from the grave.
Well, he was he just wanted to be sure that his dickishness was remembered when he died.
I want to know if the will said they know why. Because that's what Mommy Dearest, when she left her kids, they know why. That's what it said.
That sounds like
I leave them nothing.
He would
they
do
know
it.
why.
He would do that.
Here's what he said. I have intentionally excluded Gary Lewis, Ronald Lewis, Anthony Joseph Lewis, Christopher Joseph Lewis, Scott Anthony Lewis, and Joseph Christopher Lewis, and their descendants as beneficiaries of my estate, it being my intention that they shall receive no benefits hereunder.
You get nothing.
Well, he always resented Gary Lewis for getting famous without his help.
Yeah, he had a successful singing career.
Yeah, he had Gary Lewis and the Playboys. And he had a huge hit without Daddy's help at the time when Daddy's fame was kind of on the rocks. And so he always kind of resented
But
Gary.
what about the others? Why does he hate the others?
Just all of them.
They're just a bunch
Your
of
mother,
men.
y'all came from the same woman, and I hate her.
Now, so where does the money go? Because there's a lot of it.
Yes.
It will be passed to his widow, Sandy Pitnick, the second in line to inherit his fortune, should something to his wife, something happen to his wife. So that's his second wife, Sandy Pitnick. He also has a 25-year-old adopted daughter, Danielle. His daughter, Danielle.
She's not on the outs. She's okay.
No,
All
she's fine. She said he passed peacefully at home of natural causes with his loving family at his side.
Me and Mom.
Her and Mom, yeah. I'm sure the boys weren't there.
All right. Weather traffic.
Fall. Welcome, fall. We've missed you and are so glad you're here with your 56 degrees and your showers throughout the day.
And it is the autumnal equinox today, first day.
That's what I'm saying. It's time to change the wreath on my front door. It is.
It's important.
You take the summer one down.
All right.
And you put the fall one up.
You are quite the decorator.
Brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit. $77 on a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, Visit luckysautocredit.com. Some accidents reported by friends of the program. Thank you. A bunch of you have seen the one eastbound 5400 South, 1300 West. Move to the left to get by that. Lots of friends of the program being affected by that. Crash US 89 at milepost 389. This is in Bountiful. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 327 in Kaysville. Right lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 281 in Lehigh. Crash eastbound SR 201 2700 West. And crash southbound I-15 75th South. That's traffic brought to you by receive 2 season passes to Solitude with the purchase of new Silverado, Cruiser, Malibu. Riverton Chevy, online at rivertonchevy.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Would you hold my gum? Minneapolis City Council member Lisa Goodman handed her chewing gum to Taquanzia Aida.
There's a picture of it.
Yeah, a challenger for the 7th Ward Council seat at a candidate forum on Tuesday. A third candidate, Joe Kovac, looked on in puzzlement. So Lisa Goodman...
Hold my gum?
Yeah, Lisa Goodman, just as the debate began, turned to him and said, "Here, hold my gum," and took it out of her mouth, and he kind of held out his hand quizzically, and she put this gum...
Why did he agree to...
Well, it was just kind of a...
She was going to get up and talk, and she had gum in her mouth?
You know, she's got a water bottle there. Just stick it on the lid of the water bottle.
When she reached inside of her mouth and pulled out gum and put it in my hand, I looked at her and said, what do you... I don't think he held out his hand even to take the gum. He just went, "What?" And kind of, his hands were out, and she stuck the gum right in his hand. He said, what do you want? What are you doing? She claimed she was just nervous before the debate and didn't have a piece of paper to wrap the gum up. And I was just trying to be funny, she said.
No.
I hope he wins
Me
and
too.
beats her. Boner candidate number 3. Would you hold my gum?
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, the tiny terrorist. This is a 5-year-old kid, a kindergartner, suspended for making terroristic threats at school. When they said, "Will you take off your backpack?" he said, "I can't. There's a bomb inside and it'll explode." He's just a kid. He was
5.
He got suspended. Boner candidate number 2, everyone loves Kinder Surprise eggs. And that's a guy trying to smuggle in tobacco, marijuana, rolling papers, and matches. He stuffed 8 Kinder Surprise eggs up his bum and then got himself arrested.
All right.
And boner candidate number 3, would you hold my gum?
Okay. You got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? Boner Fight happens at 9:25. It'll face off against the winner of round 1. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Round 2, September 22nd. And vote that way. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. You've got less than 300 seconds to do this. It's round 2. Let's go.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music winding with John Smith right after Radio from Hell.
Arby's barbecue is made the hard way. Slow roasted meats that can take up to 13 hours.
So
That's a lot
you
of
saw
time.
this video
When you have time, you get
a week or
bored.
so ago
and when you
about
get bored,
the guy strapped a GoPro to his
to the
dog
sauce. You know,
to see
the
what
balance.
the dog did
Hints
while
of
he was at
oaky
work.
bourbon on the front
I
end,
didn't see it.
finishing with
It was
notes
disturbing.
of
Because the
enormous
dog
meat
didn't have
sandwich,
a moment's
new
rest.
bourbon
It
barbecue
was nervous
sandwiches.
and frightened in the house, and
He's never coming back. He's never
it would hear noises outside and be on alert, you know, and it terrified me.
Giant.
Because
Are
I
you
thought to
balancing a
myself
Honda Pilot?
about my dog, Ripper.
Gotta stay in shape.
Starting to know how the customers I was just convinced because she's a little, she can be a little high strung, and I'm just convinced that
I don't think she's big enough to strap a
That's
GoPro
almost the
to
same
a decent
thing.
heavy
We did
vehicle.
not do that. I'd rather spend that
We
money
did,
on a new
however,
Honda. You
friend
can get
bars
a new
gave us
Civic,
this-
Accord, or
this,
CRV for
drop
just
cam.
$5, $6, or $7 a day. Giant. It's a
You might be
live
onto
camera
something.
that
Of
we
course
set
I
up.
am. Like a nanny cam?
Like a
Saving
nanny
money
cam.
on a Honda.
In the
Nobody
living
tries
room.
to get me to drink
looking at her
protein
right
powder.
now? This is broadcasting live from my living room.
And
Get a new Honda for
Now, does she just stay in your living room during the day, or can she roam around?
Well, that's what we wanted to know. Her favorite spot seems to be we set up a little kind of a table next to the window, and she likes to sit there and look out the window. So we watched her for a day. She didn't leave that
Did you see
spot.
CenturyLink's new Price for Life Internet?
Don't you feel
oh, yeah,
better?
where
Your price
She's
never
sleeping.
changes? That's not real.
All the
It is.
time.
No, it
She's
can't be.
It is. No contract either.
Exactly.
Are you sure that's real?
Oh, it's real. It's
Talking
CenturyLink
back
Price
to
for
you?
Life Internet.
I
Plans
thought
start as
she'd
low as
at least
$45
be
a
on
month for
guard
speeds
or
up
a
to
little
20
on
megs.
alert.
Keep
Nah.
your rate as long as
No.
you keep the same plan. No
She-
bundling
she
needed.
barely
Switch today
moves.
at
A bomb can
CenturyLink.com.
go off in the front yard.
CenturyLink, your
And that's
link
the
to
other
what's
thing is that it
next.
has a
Service
motion
offer and fee
sensor,
may not be available
so
in your area.
it'll
Limited
alert
time
me.
offer for
Oh, shit,
qualifying
it's
residential
detected.
customers
You
only.
know,
Rate excludes
that never
taxes and may be
happened.
higher.
No.
Various restrictions
Doesn't move.
apply.
She
Over
was
the last 100
a
years,
day.
cutting
Then
corners
she's-
has
then
become
she's
a way of
perfectly
life.
comfortable.
Quality
Does she make
has
you
gone
feel
out of the
good?
clothes we wear,
yes and
the very
no.
foods we eat.
She's
People have
kinda
reluctantly
lazy.
accepted good enough.
She's never going to amount to anything.
I think
Family
you ought to
has
make
never
her
gone
get a
along
job.
with this.
Maybe.
For 5 generations,
Maybe.
we've had an unwavering commitment to quality.
Require her to get
Premium
a
delicatessen
lazy
made with
dog.
exceptional
lazy dog.
ingredients,
Maybe
time-honored
get her,
recipes,
a list of
hand-trimmed the
duties,
old-fashioned
chores.
way.
Yeah.
You
Leave
see,
her
for
list on
us
the
at
counter,
Boar's Head,
didn't-
good
This
enough.
has got to be
never
done
has
by the
been.
time I'm
get
home.
home.
Good enough.
You put a little paw print next
All
to
clear,
it.
Sergeant.
The line is secure, sir.
Listen closely and do exactly as I say.
But yeah, that
Brand new
video
strong
of the
Volkswagens,
dog that was freaking out, it
10-9.
really, it was
Sir,
it was
the
disturbing.
best we've
to
ever done
watch.
is
Made me
11-9.
very upset.
It's strong Volkswagen.
Somebody in the chat
Now
room
it's
says
10-9.
that most
Brand new
dogs are like
2017
that.
Jettas
That
from just
dog's-
10-9.
that guy's
Hurry
dog
while
is just
supplies
a
last.
neurotic mess.
Sir,
Really?
what about Passats?
13-9.
I'm pretty sure
And golf all-track
my
wagons?
cat, who is a
19-9,
jerk
all
when
with
we're at
absolutely
home.
Jerk
zero
cat.
out of
Mr.
pocket.
Fluffy
Great
Pants.
Scott!
I was sitting there
Strong.
yesterday.
Strong Volkswagen
I was
of Salt Lake
talking
City.
to my
We're on
wife,
it, sir.
and he came up
And Sergeant, tell them
and
about
bit me
Strong's
on the
lifetime
arm
warranty, no
for
charge.
no reason.
Troops, I
I'm
need a
just sitting
lifetime
there-
warranty on every new and pre-owned. Sir, yes, sir. Your engine,
And
transmission,
it wasn't
driveline,
hard,
even
but
turbos,
just kinda
warranted
went,
for life,
"You
no
bit me on the
charge.
arm."
Plus
I'm
lifetime
I'm
car washes,
certain that
paint
that
touch-up,
cat
loaner
went to
cars,
sleep
dented
all
glass repair.
And then
Oh,
when we
no
get
charge for life. New Volkswagen.
Well, it's because you're in its
Hurry
house
while supplies
when you
last.
get
It's
there.
strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City.
You think he's like a reincarnated
in the heart of Salt Lake
dead
City.
person
Get
from
details at
somebody they hated?
strongvw.com.
That comes through, they're back to haunt you.
Saturday, September 23rd,
No.
brings
No.
the final major drag racing event of the season.
I
He's
don't-
biting you
The
for no
crowd favorite
reason.
Night of Fire,
No,
featuring
Maybe it's a
I don't.
reason
racing
from
and more
past
than
life.
400 competitors of the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. Rev up
No,
the
I
fun
think
at
it's-
Rocky
I
Mount
think it's
Raceway.
a curse from
Saturday,
God.
September 23rd, don't miss Night of Fire, featuring
God
jet
sent
car
the cat
racing
to
from more than
fishing.
400 competitors of the Lucas Oil Drag Racing
He's just
Series.
a
Get your tickets now at
rambunctious
rmrracing.com
teeny.
and rev up
Who,
the
when he
fun
bites
at Rocky
me,
Mount
I give him a
Raceway
little
just
cuff
off
up
the
the side of the
201
head,
in West
and he
Valley.
stops.
A working smartphone or tablet is an essential
Don't
device
do
in today's
that.
world. Unfortunately, they break. And when they do, call the experts at Bad Apple. Now with 10 locations across the Wasatch Front. Locations and more at badapplerepair.com. That's badapplerepair.com.
Rush into Old Navy right now. All pants and all jeans are on sale up to 50% off. From $15 for adults, $10 for kids. Even the new Stevie. Old Navy's new skinny pant and flattering stretch knit right now at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 9/21/10/1. Excludes active licensed and in-store clearance.
Radio from Hell is on X96. Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
How can you know the name of every episode of that f***ing television show, but you can't manage to pay a $16 gas bill? Who cares? Who knows what season Requiem of the Martians debuted?
Methuselah.
What?
The episode was called Requiem for Methuselah. Third season, debuted February 14th, 1969, Valentine's Day. Now, please.
Goodbye, Robert.
covered.
Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, so we're going to talk with Tom Hackett coming up for
money by selling marijuana and tobacco in jail. So he got himself arrested after he had stuffed 8 Kinder Surprise eggs filled with those materials, stuffed them up his, put them in his colon. And boner candidate number 3, would you hold my gum? A council member in, I don't know where it is, Philadelphia, Minneapolis, saying to a challenger in her election, they're about to have a debate, and she takes gum out of her mouth and says, "Here, will you hold this?" and sticks it in his hand. Tony won the boner T-shirt, and the winner, number 1, the Tiny Terrorist.
There we go. That one will now face off against the winner from round 1 in Boner Fight at 9:25. It may be the boner of the day.
I don't know who this is, but I can confirm that Mexicans do not put chili on their tamales. Somebody, random
Gina,
person in the
mashed
chat
potato.
room.
You're right, it's mashed potatoes.
No.
That's mashed potatoes go on the tamales.
Do you eat tamales in Australia, Tom Hackett?
No, we don't.
Do you eat chili?
Yeah, we got chili.
What do you put it on?
We normally just slice it up or stuff it.
An actual chili pepper.
Yeah.
But he's
Stuff it,
talking
Hackett.
chili. Show him the can, Carrie. This is the chili he's talking about.
Chili.
Like,
Oh yeah. No, we don't really do that.
You eat kangaroo tail soup?
Kangaroo buttock.
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 Like a rump roast.
Rump roast of kangaroo.
Well, I guess the buttock is the leanest part, you see. In fact, I got tagged in a tweet the other day. It said a kangaroo population has risen to 50 million.
Oh, man.
And the government's urging Australians to eat them.
Really?
Please eat
these. There are so many of them that they, when they get run over by cars and stuff, people go, "Oh, good." Yeah.
Leave them there.
Yeah. Tom Hackett, of course, football is what we want to talk about. Let's see now, is the U playing this weekend?
Yeah, tonight. They're in Arizona.
Tucson.
Yeah, and what does that look like?
Very deserty, I believe.
Not the city, Tom.
Oh, sorry.
What does the game look like?
You've seen Breaking Bad.
It is the first game of conference play. So the first 3 games generally of every year, they play random teams, whatever the AD, the athletic director schedules.
So they played a couple of 3 high schools. And
including BYU.
Yeah.
With no disrespect, but now conference play occurs. So it's much harder, I guess, is a good way to explain it.
Pac-12 teams are harder, right?
Pac-12 teams are difficult. So Arizona, not Arizona State, Arizona.
Arizona
is
State's a
tonight.
better football team than Arizona. That would be a
Correct.
harder game to play.
But let's talk about the game that's being
I'm
played.
just saying,
I'm just trying not to confuse everybody.
Well, okay, so who are they playing?
Arizona.
Okay.
All right.
The not as hard one. They usually play Arizona State one of the last games of the season.
So does it look? How does it look for the team?
They should be okay.
Okay.
Utah 3-0. They haven't lost yet. Arizona, the Wildcats, we call them. They're 2-1. They've beat up on really bad teams. They've lost to an okay Houston team. Utah should get the job done. I believe the point margin currently is at 3.5 points in favor of the Utes.
Okay.
All right.
Which is always good news. But we've had struggles against the Wildcats in the past. So I believe in the past 5 years or so, we are 1-4. And the last time we won down in Tucson, I was not even in this country. It was 2011.
Oh. So that just means we're due.
So what this tells me is that Utah has a hard time against the team that's not as good as the other Arizona team.
Correct. I don't know what it is. It's Tucson. It's
the heat.
It's the heat. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but hopefully they get the job done tonight. 8:30 is kickoff,
Okay.
and hopefully Utah can get the job done.
Now, what do you? I don't know if the introduction of caffeinated drinks to the dining services at BYU is going to help the team. But as you look at that team, what is going on there? I read Gordon Monson's, I think it was Monson's column in the Tribune. He said they don't seem to even want to play football. And I mean, he's serious. He said they have no competitive drive. What's going on there?
They suck. I don't know. I don't know why. They
Why
suck.
would that be?
The game's changing. I don't know. They're an independent school. It's not helping them.
It's meaning recruiting. The only people you're getting to come to BYU now are if you're LDS and want to play football. I mean, seriously, there's no other reason to go there and play football because they're not in a conference that matters.
Right.
all the good players want to go and that's one of the reasons the Utes, since they've entered the Pac-12, are getting better and better every year, because like the quarterback, and there are 3 people from the same high school on the team now.
Correct.
One of the best football producing high schools in Florida. Time was we couldn't get anybody from Florida to come play at the U, and now.
Well, so let me ask you this: does that mean that BYU will just continue to suck until they decide to join a conference or something?
I wouldn't go that far, but the chances are that's probably going to be the case. In regards to the soda pop, I've got an interesting story. My family came out in 2013 to watch the game. We were playing down in Provo, and they got off the plane. They come to spend a night in Salt Lake, then jet down to Provo the next day. As you can only imagine, they're incredibly tired.
How long is the flight?
To Los Angeles from Melbourne is 15 hours.
Yeah.
Lord, I remember that.
and then it's obviously about an hour 15 or so from LA to Salt Lake. And so they get down to Provo. They say, okay, we can't grab a beer, right?
Yeah.
Or at least they expect that. So they mentally prepare for that. But they're thinking, all right, the last thing we can have is a Coke. A bit of sugar never killed nobody, they say. And they can't get that either in 2013. So they contemplated coming back up to Salt Lake at halftime. They hated it.
I just turn right back around and go back to Melbourne.
I'm leaving. That's funny.
I'm curious about something else about football, and you probably don't have a lot of time to go into it. How is Australian rules football different from American football? Boy, you just got a really bad look on your face.
I was going to say I don't know if we have time.
It's just so completely different. Maybe next time.
It is completely different?
Yeah, let's take some time next week and talk about that.
I'm just kind of curious about it. I don't know if I've ever. I think I've seen it once.
I'll show you some videos.
Okay.
And I think you'll understand.
All right.
Or at least I hope.
Yeah. Is Australia the only place they play?
Yes.
Australian rules
They actually
football?
played in the States, but not professionally.
Okay.
Oh, just for fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Tom Hackett, you can hear him on where?
ESPN 700, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. Crash northbound I-215 east ramp to westbound I-80. Crash northbound I-15 114th south in Salt Lake. Right lane is closed there. Crash US 89 at milepost 389. This is in Bountiful. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 327 in Kaysville. Right lane is closed there. We were so good earlier, people. Now what's going on? Crash northbound I-15 281 in Lehigh.
Everybody slept in.
I guess so. Crash eastbound SR 201 27th west in Salt Lake. And crash southbound I-15 75th south in Salt Lake. This is brought to you by Real Salt Lake playing Seattle Sounders on Saturday. You can still buy tickets at rsl.com. Or you could win them from us right this very minute. Call. Yes, now. Call if you, and only call if you can go. I'm irritated when people go, oh, when's the game? Saturday? Yeah, I can't go to that. It's Saturday. 877-602-9696.
You also need to be able to pick up the tickets here.
Today, before 5.
Before 5 in downtown Salt Lake. So it narrows it even more. 877-602-9696. Yes, the traffic is bad because everybody slept in, because everybody has a comfortable mattress.
No,
firm
everybody doesn't have a comfortable.
Oh, is that the problem?
No.
They'd be home.
My guess is most people have a mattress that they've had for the last 8, 9, 10 years or so.
Yeah.
You know what? Mattress Firm, they're having their semi-annual sale. All the mattresses are on sale. And here's one I don't think we've mentioned, or not much. Right. You can sleep at the perfect temperature when you get the new and exclusive Beauty Rest Black Memory Foam with black ice.
Ooh.
You can get that for just $39 a month for 72 months, plus take an additional 10% off. Don't wait any longer. Get into Mattress Firm, find your perfect mattress, take advantage of interest-free financing for 6 years. That's 72 months of sleeping interest-free. Call 1-866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms subject to credit approval. It's the semi-annual sale. You'll find a Mattress Firm store by going to mattressfirm.com.
3 days of
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting
she was
a jump on it. Were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping trip.
Right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday. And we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh,
JT,
okay.
you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
For one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a minute or
before
two.
this.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
my little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence. You know,
Is this a daily occurrence?
Oh God, yes. You know, and I use the dumb old dad jokes of, you know, it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a fawting spider."
My dad
Fawting
always
spider.
my dad always said it was a buck snort.
Buck. Oh, let me try that. Or, you know, or sometimes I'll say that bear's been following us around, or did somebody step on a duck?
Yeah.
Is the other
That's
one.
a good
Yeah.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. So she likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one. And
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. And I
So
said,
like us.
I
learned
said-
it from watching you.
I said, honey, that was
Did you high five her?
High five.
that was a loud one. And she said, it sounded like a door closing.
She
And I
means,
said-
she means like the creak of the door.
And I said, it did kind of. And she said, a door with rusty hinges. Ouch. I just thought that was...
She's creative.
I thought that was the best.
You know, our children are learning from you.
So now it's just, you know, hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I don't. I just thought that was the best. A door.
Get some
with
3-in-1
rusty
oil on those hinges.
So that was it. It's just
Oh,
one of
it's-
those kids say the darndest
They sure
things.
do.
So I'm getting all this. Oh, that's a good song. What is
Yeah,
this song?
yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's Pepper. Yeah, that's
So
the
go
band.
see 'em.
It's the band that's in town on Saturday.
It's the last outdoor concert at the Gallivan this season.
They're also doing Lounge X, right?
Yes, X96 and Performance Audio presenting Pepper live and unplugged at noon on Saturday, September 23rd at Poplar Street Pub in Salt Lake.
It's free.
It's an acoustic set, adults only, free to the public. It will sell out. Arrive early, 21 and older. It's powered by Poplar Street Pub, Reggae Rise Up, and Performance Audio. And then they're playing Saturday night.
Yeah, you can still get those buy one, get one free tickets, which makes it affordable even if you're in town for Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
Right over to the concert while you're here. Buy one, get one tickets. Go to reggaeriseup.com. Use the promo code X96BOGO. Now, that's that show, Saturday.
Yeah.
We are also doing a giveaway here. We're trying to qualify people for a big flyaway to New Orleans to see Foo Fighters, Killers, LCD Sound System, live, Cold War Kids, 3 days of live music. We're qualifying people for that. And our qualifying prize, tickets to see Sublime with Rome and Offspring at USANA Amphitheater on September 30th. Tickets are on sale at smithtix.com, and you might even get a meet and greet with the Offspring. This is all powered by Lyft Credit. Want to remind you of that. Just text this keyword, SMASH, SMASH, SMASH. Text that to 33986.
All right.
So I was reading the New Yorker the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And
the New Yorker.
And there's an article in there. It says, The Risk of Nuclear War with North Korea.
Okay.
By Evan Osnos. Mr. Osnos decided he wanted to go to North Korea and see what he could find out by being there.
Mm-hmm.
And so he finally got permission to go. It took some doing. You have to go through our State Department. Then you had to go through the North Korea. They don't have an embassy here in America, but they do have an office where there's two officials, two North Korean officials, who, by the way, are not allowed to go anywhere. It's in New York City. They are not allowed to go anywhere within a 20 block radius of that office.
Well, do they have a ankle monitor on? That
I don't know how they
beeps
do
if
it. I think they watch them. They do. They
Probably watch them,
So
yeah.
I forget what they call they are, but so he had to get permission from them as well.
All right.
And he did finally, and he went to North Korea, and he had a handler. And listen to this. I was approached by a smiling man in a crisp white short-sleeve button-down shirt with a small red pin on his left breast, bearing a likeness of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-un's grandfather and the first leader of North Korea. Citizens over the age of 16 are expected to wear a badge celebrating at least one of the Kims. He introduced himself in English as Mr. Pak. Mr. Pak, by coincidence, Mr. Pak is 35 years old. He has short, bushy hair, placid demeanor, and he has been in America. In 2015, he went to Utah for a non-governmental exchange attended by members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the legislature.
The experience convinced him, Mr. Pak, that Mormons have a lot in common with North Koreans. Quote, when the LDS started, they were hated, he told me. They were sent to the desert, but they made it thrive. They are organized like a bee colony, where everyone works for one purpose and would die for it. And they make huge output as a result. We understand each other very well.
Sounds like you got the first discussion.
Mr. Pak thinks that North Koreans and Mormons have a lot in common and understand each other very well. I thought that was pretty fascinating. And by the way, the outcome of this article, the risk of nuclear war with North Korea, Mr. Osnos, is high.
Yeah, I read that.
Pretty high.
Thanks.
But I think it's fascinating that Mr. Pak would identify with Mormon culture.
Well, I'm getting no rebuttal from the producer's booth, so I'm taking that as a silent agreement.
My guess is he's not listening.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back. A little bit of news and boner fights all on the way. Stand by for all of that. But first, it's Friday. New international release date for all music. So that means new music, movies, games, records. Pick them up at a locally owned and operated Gray Whale location near you. Here we go. Music. Oh, The Killers. Their new one is out, finally. Wonderful, Wonderful is what it's called. Macklemore, new one. Gemini. Lights, their new one, Skin and Earth. Chelsea Wolfe has a new one called Hiss Spun. Mastodon, Cold Dark Place is the name of their new one. Josh Ritter's new one, Gathering, is out. And best band name and band album of the week.
I'm ready.
Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Okay.
The album Luciferian Towers is out today.
That's too much to remember.
Also, Bronx has a new one out called 5. Wonder Woman is finally on your Blu-ray.
I'll have to get it for Jonesy.
Yes. Big Sick is available as well. Bad Batch is available. And TV on DVD, the Vietnam War series with, the Ken Burns one is out. So you can watch it at your leisure. GrayWhaleSLC.com, new and improved, ready for you and your shopping pleasure. Real-time inventory searches, Killer Whale membership discount availability. You can use store credit for purchasing. Constantly updating sales, promotions, and events there. Bring in your old stuff, trade it in for new stuff. They want your music, movies, games, books, and vinyl. Get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new to entertain you at any of the Gray Whale locations. Join the Killer Whale Club. Receive a free lifetime discount. Like and follow them at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Gray Whale SLC. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
Strong Volkswagen and X90.
Gina's back. So anyway, so
No,
anyway,
Kerry walked in and he said, "You're walking like some of your
You're walking like somebody who had their guts ripped out.
You're walking like your insides are all wrong.
You know, because she was doing this.
Yeah.
And I started to tell Carrie, and then I said, wait, I'll tell you on the radio. What you should never do is go on message boards about surgery.
You should never go on message boards about anything. I don't care if it's the Incredible Hulk or surgery.
Well, you
just don't.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
But you're curious, you want to hear what other people's experiences are and what their recovery is. And
what happened?
And, well, before the surgery, I went on a message board, and somebody was asking the question, well, what fills in the hole where they take out what they take out? And
there's a hole there.
Well, the response was.
Well, now
the response was
the uterus is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Gina's uterus weighed 43 pounds, which is
amazing.
It was the size of a medicine ball.
It was prize winning.
I'm a size 2 now because but they remove it, and the way the person in the message board explained it is, well, it's pictured just having a big bowl of spaghetti and just taking a big scoop out of the bowl of spaghetti. It just kind of fills in where the hole is.
But that just takes a second.
Like spaghetti.
Kind of goopy.
You just watch the spaghetti fill in. It just takes a second.
Like spaghetti.
So this is what I'm picturing my insides are like, a big bowl of
spaghetti. Well, they're very much like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Surgeons train on spaghetti. Yeah, you didn't know that?
They do meatball
They
removal.
delicious marinara sauce.
That's why there's so many fat doctors.
And then they all have lunch. Well, we've trained on the spaghetti. Let's eat it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm picturing when they're wheeling me into surgery.
And you know what they did with your uterus?
Lunch.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
There's lunch. Who brought the marinara?
And so also on the message board you look at what's recovery like for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure it's different for everyone.
Exactly.
And
I'm sure it's speedy and efficient.
It's different for everyone, but the worst one will be
on the message
what
board.
Gina has.
Well, I mean, it can't be the worst because I'm back to work now.
There will be people. There have to be people on the message boards who say, "Oh, I was cleaning my house 3
The
days
next
later."
day, yeah, there's that.
Why I ran a marathon.
Right. and then there's it's been 3 months and I still feel like crap, and usually the truth is somewhere in between.
Can we use the term vaginal prolapse in any?
I don't know.
Is that do we need to use that term?
We shouldn't.
Somebody's posted it. I don't think we
That's
should.
the thing that happens to the women that have 15 babies.
Oh.
And the
That doesn't
uterus climbs out on its own.
That ain't no damn good.
That's what that is.
That's where that needs to be fixed.
But it's nice to be back. I missed you guys.
Radio from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
Proudly.
9:20. We got Boner Fight here in just a few moments, but before that, a little bit of news.
A little bit of news brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
When Casey Savage saw a drone flying back over his house Tuesday night. He'd had enough. I went outside and I got a BB gun and I pointed it right at him, Savage said. I didn't shoot. I just pointed it. And as soon as the drone saw the gun, it flew off. Savage said it all started about 6 months ago when he was in the backyard with his family in Heber. I heard some buzzing and didn't think anything of it. I look up, and he's just hovering around our backyard, and I'm just like, whatever. It's a drone, probably some neighborhood kid. But Savage said it wasn't the only time he saw it. A third time, a fourth, fifth, sixth time. All right.
Enough.
Somebody's watching us for whatever reason, he said. Savage said the drone would fly right up to the bedroom window, as close as 6 inches away. He said it was particularly unnerving for his terminally ill mother inside. My mom says we're the most innocent people in the world. Why is somebody looking through our window? The better question is, what can the family do about it? Salt Lake attorney Greg Skordas said the drone laws are constantly changing as more and more problems develop over time. You can't peer into people's houses, Skordas said. You can't look at people doing something that they believe is private at the time. However, getting into trespassing laws is a bit more complicated because at what point do you own the airspace over your property?
How far up?
Federal Aviation Administration guidelines classify airspace as anything above a blade of grass.
Really?
Skorda says it's easiest to just call the cops. Don't take the law into your own hands.
So did they find out who it belonged to?
Doesn't say. Doesn't say.
Because that is creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't creepy. This is great. You know, Arby's. They got the meats.
I've heard that.
Oh, Gina, you're going to love this.
What?
Arby's.
Cookie butter milkshakes. The cookie butter shake featuring
You're going to make me go to Arby's.
a vanilla shake blended with, well, if what's his name couldn't do it, this can.
Ving Rhames?
Ving Rhames. Cinnamon spice and a cookie butter flavored syrup. The shake is finished with a whipped cream topping and cookie pieces, all served in a cup with a straw.
We have the straw. No.
We got the cookie butter.
Now, I saw Dick Clark had the cookie butter Oreos. I have not been able to find them yet.
Pumpkin spice.
No, I don't care about pumpkin. I want the cookie butter.
I didn't see the cookie butter.
Yeah,
Cookie
you got a
butter,
cookie butter one.
Oreos.
Oh.
I need an alert. I'm sending out an alert. Friend of the program alert. Where can I find the cookie butter Oreos?
So go to x96.com/live, because I hope Dylan has this picture. This is just somebody at a roller skating rink who painted a mural on the wall over a drinking fountain.
Okay.
And it's visual. Do you have it, Dylan?
Oh, he doesn't have it.
Well, describe it.
So
Bill,
what
paint
he's
a
done,
picture.
I'll try. So what they did, now they've taken it away, but somebody painted on the walls of the skating rink, and it looks like cinder blocks, a picture of Superman right over the drinking fountain.
Okay.
But Superman's waist stops at the drinking fountain. And there's a picture of a kid leaning over to drink from the drinking fountain.
Oh, so
yeah. So,
Whoever painted that did that on purpose?
I don't know. I almost think not. I think once it was done and then somebody went to get a drink from the drinking fountain and somebody said, wait a minute, that ain't right. It's pretty funny. I'll tweet a picture at RFH Bill. Oh, I also early this morning tweeted a trailer for Wes Anderson's new movie. He's done another stop motion movie.
Yes.
Like the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes. Watched it
Oh,
yesterday.
there's the Superman picture. x96.com/live.
That's unnerving.
It's kind of funny. And then our TV just went off, so somebody must have
censored.
So Wes Anderson, he did the Fantastic Mr. Fox, stop motion. This one's called Isle of Dogs, and I tell you, the trailer just looks fantastic.
Watched it yesterday.
It looks so cool.
The premise is that it's the future and there's a dog virus, and so the president orders that all dogs have to go out and live on Trash Island, which is where all the garbage is now because we put it out in the ocean and it formed this giant island, and so all the dogs are out there. But then one kid wants to find his dog, and
Spot.
so he goes to Trash Island to find the dog.
And the dogs have names like Duke.
And
Dog
they,
names.
Fido.
And they speak.
Yeah, and they talk. And it looks really good.
And Bill Murray's one of them.
Yeah.
And
the usual.
your boyfriend is one
Jeff
of them.
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
the usual cast of Wes Anderson characters.
Yeah.
And
yes,
looked really good.
Look for it.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go. The candidate from round 1 going against the candidate from round 2, the winners. Round 1, it was a very disgusting fluid. Airport soap dispensers filled with what authorities described as not saliva, but a very disgusting fluid. The soap dispensers. Going up against boner candidate number 2, the tiny terrorist, a 5-year-old suspended from his kindergarten for making terroristic threats against the school when he said, "I can't take off my backpack, there's a bomb in it." They suspended him for that.
There you go. You've got to decide which of these two is the worst. Which one of these two deserves to be boner of the day? It's Boner Fight. All right, you got to decide. Candidate 1 or candidate 2. Put the number of the candidate in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Just use your voice to vote. Or x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight September 22. And go there and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, less than 300 seconds to get your vote in. It's Boner Fight, Boner of the Day. Let's go.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from...
I will read it to you.
It looks to be typewritten.
Yes.
Wow.
Typewritten, actual letter dated the 9th of October.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Look
You're
at
a
it.
lucky girl.
Don't you wish you got more letters?
Oh, you bet.
Actual letters?
I sure do. The only thing that could make that
Email
better...
doesn't sound like this.
The only thing that could make that better is if that had been handwritten.
That's true.
Oh, that would have been really special.
Gina, I would ask you to think about a time before cell phones, blogs, Facebooks, and Twittering.
Back a time when people actually wrote letters.
A simpler time. Yeah. We raised our kids in the physical world.
Yeah.
We threw our money away on frivolously silly things. We pursued tangible hobbies, or at least had fun playing. We traveled where we wanted to, when we wanted to. The world was ours for the taking. And we had meaningful conversations with people who were important to us, either face-to-face or on the telephone.
Is this from your first boyfriend?
No. Those people, if they judged us at all, were polite enough to do so in a way that led to improvement.
Okay.
What has changed? Nothing, of course, but the perception is now that we have to record or display every aspect of our lives and activities and do it as quickly as possible.
Twitter.
Does it really matter if you learn that someone took our kids to the park last Tuesday? No. Are a million meaningless opinions any better than a few well-considered ones? No. Must you change your life to fit into the false standard propagated by people you don't even know?
No.
Of course not. The most dangerous trap to fall into is trying to be someone you're not, for whatever reason. For the love of all things irrational, Gina, just be yourself. It's what makes life worth living.
Stop twittering.
Sincerely, Martin Noonzert. P.S. Your bio on the X96 website is not up to date.
As I like to say, any clod can have the facts, but having an opinion is an art.
I guess I need to update my bio.
You know, you should scan that letter and put it on our website.
Yeah.
I should blog and Twitter about this letter.
Tweet.
A blog and Twitter.
Tweet. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. If you use Twitter, you tweet.
You tweet.
Why can't I Twitter it?
That's something that you should do in the privacy of your own bedroom.
Okay.
It's true.
When your husband's out of town.
Some more letters. I want more actual letters sent through the mail.
Well, give your address.
515 South, 7th East, Suite 1C, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84102.
If they're handwritten, it's even better. Or even better, if they're words cut out of magazines and pasted onto it. That's great.
Let me just say this to people writing letters to Gina. You may write them. You won't get them. She will.
No.
You're not going to take the time to return them.
No.
Yeah, email's a lot easier to answer. And
Yeah. But go ahead, send her letters. Try not to use words like nonplussed. Okay.
I know nonplussed.
Now you. Most trusted newsman, Bill Allred on X96.
It's 9:32. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day brought to you in part by Chili and Tamales.
And get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Boner candidate number one was, it was a very disgusting fluid. They're not saying exactly what it was, but wasn't saliva, they'll say, that somebody put in soap dispensers at an airport in Detroit. And that went up against the tiny terrorist, the 5-year-old kid at kindergarten who's accused of making terroristic threats because when they said, would you take off your backpack? He said, I can't. It's got a bomb in it and it will explode. And they suspended him from school for being a terrorist. The winner, Boner candidate number two, the tiny terrorist.
Thought so. All right, that is now Friday's candidate for Boner of the Day. And Dave will be here in the next break to decide who is Boner of the Day.
Now,
Boner of the Week.
Week, sorry.
Bill, you missed all this when you were gone earlier.
No, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it at all. I was, as you recall, listening and
weighing in
and
texting me.
Texted in and said Richie should be fired for this.
So Beat Gina, we do that on Thursdays about 7 o'clock, and it's a little trivia game we play, and we give away prizes, and if I beat you, you have to bring a prize, and I beat someone, and they brought me Krispy Kreme donuts, and they were delivered just as I was leaving, and so
10:03.
Yep. And so I just had them on my desk, and Carrie said, "Oh, you better hide
them." I said, and her interpretation of hiding them meaning put it on a lower shelf at the same kind of area, from the top of the desk to a shelf underneath it with the Krispy Kreme logo still exposed.
But still, even if they were on her desk, nobody should have touched them.
No,
that's true.
I mean, you know what happens.
Yes, that's why I told her to hide them.
Richie's argument being, well, those won't be any good by tomorrow. They would have been fine.
I was just shocked that Richie had taken them.
Richie took them, shared them around the office, posted it on social media, taunting me. Now, that was Monday. It's all the way to Friday. Finally, Finally, I have.
You have.
He should have been fired.
And now, and I have them not because Richie went out and got them, but he was saved by another ginger.
Oh.
Are you a redhead, really?
I am.
I mean, it doesn't look that red, really.
Well, strawberry blonde.
Copper.
Copper.
Yeah. What's your name?
Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hi.
Allison
Why
made
did
good
Allison-
on. I don't know why Allison did.
Why did you bring Krispy Kreme donuts?
Well, I live in Kaysville, and there's a Layton store, and I work at the U, so I make the drive every day anyway, and I offered to help Richie out.
Why would you offer to
Places.
help Richie out? Because of the.
I'm a kind soul.
It's the gingers have to stick together.
We do.
Is the thing.
Well, he still didn't make this good. Somebody else did.
Well,
Allison did.
But it was by proxy.
And he paid for them.
He did.
Allison didn't pay
all
for
right.
them.
All right.
So I
But
guess
still, you know,
I
the-
guess I'm going to let it go.
The leg work.
I guess I'm going
I didn't even do much legwork because they have a drive-through. So.
Did he pay for your
Mileage.
gas too?
Mileage.
She drives down
no,
in.
but I drive in anyway.
You drove a little bit extra when you drove through that drive-through.
Technically,
You
yeah.
went out of your way. I think that's $1.50 or something.
We've been waiting a week for this.
You're not
How
going to
is
put
it?
it.
I'll put another. This is my first one. The
Okay.
next one I'll put in the microwave. I want
Okay.
this one right now.
And those are fresh. The light was on.
Oh.
They were hot.
Oh, good.
Now frying. Don't let Richie have any.
No, are you kidding? Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
Never going to share your donuts.
That's a
again.
lifetime donut ban there.
Ever.
It looks like that Krispy Kreme glaze is dripping in the hole. They're so
Could
fresh.
be. Could be.
All right, well, good. Thanks, Alice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right. I don't know.
What don't you know?
Kind of sad to see Donut Gate coming to an end.
Yeah, there was still a chance that Richie could get fired.
Exactly.
over it.
I mean, Bill went as far as to talk to the boss about it.
I did.
Said it was a fireable offense.
I did.
You watch your donuts, Gina, and you watch everything on your desk because of the opportunity that I have to take anything from your desk.
This is not turn the other cheek. This is
No,
not.
you're continuing to threaten me.
Yes.
You should be repentant.
You watch your desk.
Let's. Can we get human resources?
Yeah. We
No,
got this on tape.
I've got a fast pass. It's Friday at Human Resources. I go there every Friday noon.
He's still not sorry.
No, he's not, is he?
Oreo cookies.
You're acting like I did something to you. You did something to me.
This is all your fault,
No,
Gina.
no, listen. You, it had the opportunity for this to be done, and you said, no, never again, not going to share. So you are persisting.
Listen, I just got a text from Ed Brass. He says, I've received texts from people in authority expressing a willingness to prosecute.
Well, there we go. Let's
I'm confused by your not being contrite and that you're doubling down. That's what I'm confused about.
You have a donut in your mouth and on your fingers right now. So my part of the deal has been made good by you saying that you'll never share with me ever again. Forget it, Richie. The Richie and Gina show. Forget it.
Well, you're out of that now.
Oh, come on. It was already forgettable.
That was a bullet dodged.
I'm confused by his reaction
I
to
am
this.
too.
Me too. I don't get it.
You know, she's the one who likes you. You know.
No, listen. She got her donuts, but that wasn't good enough.
You know what he reminds me of? A North Korean. That's the way a North Korean would handle this.
So
Go ahead, call her a dotard.
You have until the end of the show to change your mind.
You have until the end of the show to change your mind.
No, because I fulfilled what I said I would do, and you're now
Call him Donut Man. Call him Donut Man, Gina.
Call him Donut Man.
Yeah.
Donut Man.
Donut Man overreached his
Just think about
authority.
I'm
I'm shocked and confused. And,
I don't get it.
You know,
I just really want a donut right now, and
if I had ever
Really? You actually think I'd give you any of these?
if I had done this, I would have been so apologetic.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm wrong.
No, that's
I'm
not
sorry.
true.
I'm sorry.
You first of all never would have done it, Bill, and second of
Well,
all, you
true.
don't apologize.
I probably never would have done it because I respect other people's property, unlike you.
But
oh,
the day-old donuts.
Nope.
Many
No.
people agree
No.
with me
Nope.
that
No, they
donuts
don't.
would have been bad.
Not one.
No, two different
No,
issues.
because here's what you would have done. You call me. You say, "Hey, Gina, it's Richie. There's these donuts here. They're going to be bad tomorrow. Do you mind if?" And you know what I probably would have said? Of course not.
Oh,
Go
go
ahead
ahead.
and have it.
'Cause it's two different issues. I'll agree with. Yes, it is. Two different issues. I'll agree with you in that it's your stuff and that I shouldn't have touched it. But I will never back down on a day-old Krispy Kreme donut would have been delicious for
I'm
anybody.
saying,
So-
if you had called me and said,
Sure, no, I
these will
know.
be bad tomorrow, do you mind? And you know exactly what I would have said.
Sure,
of
go
course
ahead.
not. Go ahead.
Of course.
So out of touch with reality.
Yeah.
Just on another planet.
Hey, guys, I think the Harlem Globetrotters are coming to town.
All right. We'll find out who Boner of the Week is coming up. Stand by for that. First, we got to tell you about Shamrock Plumbing.
Yeah, they were just at my house yesterday.
Oh, they were? What were they
They were at my house a couple days ago.
What the hell?
I just had a leaky faucet, and they fixed it. Nothing flat.
I had them come out and do the chopping up roots in the pipe that goes to the street, like I do every year at this.
They were at my place a month ago. They put in my faucet in the kitchen.
ShamrockPlumbing.net is their website. You know, the weather's changing. You want to make sure that your pipes are ready to handle the problem. Make sure there are no leaky faucets. Make sure that everything is ship shape and ready for Shamrock Plumbing. Nobody will beat their pricing, guaranteed. Call Shamrock Plumbing for water softeners, water heaters, water purification, and nobody will beat their price. You call them before you buy anywhere else. Go to shamrockplumbing.net, or for emergencies, 801-295-1690. That's Shamrock Plumbing. I guarantee they'll do a good job for you.
X96 invites you to enter to win a Real Salt Lake VIP experience for the big...
We got the rest of the potato chips.
All right, now we've tried the, so we started with the cappuccino flavored Lay's potato chips.
Which didn't knock us out, but we didn't hate, except for Gina. She
I
hated
hated
them.
them.
Now,
The wasabi.
Now, they've had 4 new flavors, and people want to call them both. Wasabi. Bill tried the wasabi as well, Bill Frost.
Yep, not hot. Good, not hot.
Yeah.
They're not hot.
Now,
tasty.
But they're flavorful.
Now, I've got the bag of cheddar bacon mac and cheese here. And Gina said of the wasabi, "Oh, you got your winner right here." My guess is she won't even try the bacon mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not actual cheese in it.
I don't
No,
care.
there is. There is. I read the ingredients. There's like cheese powder or something. This is your winner. She won't even try them. No.
I thought you didn't like cheese not because of the flavor, but because it's cheese. And this is
It's a principle. No, I'm not gonna.
and this is far enough
You're gonna love
removed
it. You're
from
gonna love it.
from cheese
do it.
that
She has standards and principles.
I have totally arbitrary rules.
That's exactly. I think that's your winner.
Now there's one more there. What's
Yeah.
that one?
Mango salsa.
Which
Those are-
somebody in the chat room said tasted like potpourri.
Right.
this isn't bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually is potpourri.
Although if you eat a few of those, the bacon mac and cheese, they get kind of too salty.
They're not bad.
And here's the wavy mango salsa.
Wavy mango salsa.
Wavy because
I like the idea of mango
Yeah.
salsa.
No?
No good.
Potpourri? Too sweet?
yeah,
Let's see.
too artificial.
Am I right then, without even tasting the bacon mac and cheese, that the wasabi is the best?
No, the bacon mac and cheese is better.
Well, I think your winner is the bacon mac and cheese, because mainstream America will love that flavor.
Let me see the wasabi again.
No.
Yeah,
You
potpourri.
have those.
I bought them. What do you
Potpourri.
mean no?
Yeah, mango salsa is a hard sell.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't like it.
You can put it on the back of your toilet tank.
Why would you?
Yeah. Out of all of them, I would say the wasabi is the best flavor, but the winner is the bacon mac and cheese. America will vote for that one.
Oh, yeah.
By the
Mango
way,
salsa's weird.
Yeah. By the way, you notice I'm sharing all of my chips. Girl who wouldn't give me a cookie last week.
Mm-hmm.
4 cookies made for me with my name on them. A gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was the 4 cookies that spelled out Gina?
No, but my name was written on the box.
Yeah, I know.
It's different than you buying 4 bags of chips.
It's
not the same thing at all.
I know. It would have been
You
a
could
gift.
replace these chips at any moment
It would have
several
been
times over.
It would have been a gift from your heart, which you were unwilling to make to someone who argued for equal wages for you.
You can't drag that out.
Yeah, why not?
It was proposed.
I can't even finish this one mango
They're
salsa.
terrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
Actually, I like the wasabi okay. I like the bacon mac and cheese best.
I had high hopes for the mango salsa one. If it actually tasted like mango salsa.
Too much mango, not enough salsa. That's the problem.
In a
You
couple
got
of
your percentages off.
In a couple of seconds, I'm going to try one of those dog biscuits. That you
They're
put
very
out
good.
For Ripley.
They're peanut butter.
With Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
I just don't get it.
I don't think we even have time.
Richie, I remind you, she's the one who likes you.
And I am the wronged party here.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on.
I am the...
A friend of the program, Allison, who brought the Krispy Kremes to make up for Donut Gate 2017, inherently knew that you would be the
Careful.
one to continue to,
Wow.
to further
Wow.
Donut Gate. Rather than letting sleeping dogs lie or put it to bed, she knew, Gina, there is no way. I know the character of Gina because she's a huge friend of the program.
I know the character
Unbelievable.
of Gina.
She will undoubtedly keep all of the donuts for herself rather than letting it
You're
put to
damn
rest.
right.
So she, very smartly, procured one donut for me, and so that I could enjoy the donut after fulfilling my obligation.
Why do I feel like I've done something wrong here?
I don't know. Why do you?
I haven't.
Well, then why do you?
I am the wronged party.
These donuts are now
You're victim
fresher.
shaming is what you're doing.
These donuts are now fresher than they were when that guy brought them in. And you get the joy of being able to see the smiles on people's faces.
You see, everything he did because for this great outcome.
I'm just
It is a
I'm
better
confused.
situation.
Well, I think this is not the only thing that Richie has a blind eye to.
Yep.
We need to do Boner of the Week.
Yes.
There is a sponsor
All right.
that is dying to be part of this.
When I was your age, I pulled a few boners.
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
That was the old Homer Simpson. Mm-hmm. All right, here he is, Dave, the flower guy. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, are you all set? You ready to go?
Yes.
You ready for winter?
Yes.
Oh, you better be, because it's here. Dave, we let Dave select the Boner of the Week. Here are the 5 candidates that won this week. From Monday, they say shed, we say playhouse. It's a homeowners association claiming that this cute little pink playhouse that this little girl has, little girl who's been ill, as I recall, it's a shed, and that we don't allow sheds. And they're going to make them take the playhouse down. Number 2, we don't need any help from you, lesbian Jew. A Texas woman who volunteered at a Christian church to help families in need after Hurricane Harvey has been fired because the church found out she's Jewish and lesbian. Boner candidate number 3, I was encouraging people to stay out of the street. Representative Linda Santo, criticized by the State Democratic Party and others. This is in South Dakota or North Dakota, I think. She posted that meme of it was stick figures being run over by a car that says "All lives splatter." You saw it was used in another context. Well, she reposted that as being really funny. When she was criticized for it, she said, "No, that I was just saying that people need to stay out of the road." Voter candidate number 4 from Thursday, do the boys have to submit pictures? It's a high school in Milwaukee requiring girls to send in pictures of the dresses that they intend to wear to the homecoming dance to make sure that they're appropriate. And then boner candidate number 5 from today, the tiny terrorist. Dave, which one's the worst?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Do the boys have to submit pictures?
Really? Interesting. Very
Yeah.
good show.
And Richie.
Yeah.
And Richie.
And Richie.
Dave, you get 2 donuts.
All right.
2 donuts for Dave.
There we go.
Good one, Dave.
I don't know that.
I'm slashing your other tire, Dave. The other tire on your lawnmower is gone.
So he's going to flatten Dave the flower guy, who makes money mowing lawns and selling flowers. Richie's going to flatten the
Here,
tires on his
Dave,
tractor.
you get 2 donuts. There you go.
Take one to Irma. She likes donuts, doesn't she?
No.
No.
No?
They won't last.
Dave will eat them both.
Okay.
You take them to Comic-Con with you.
All right.
Which Carrie's headed over. Carrie, tell everybody your day.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And people want to know where they can see you most as well.
Oh, okay. Let's see. At 1 o'clock, if I'm not needed at the Will Wheaton Gates McFadden panel, I will then quickly run to the Planet of the Apes panel. Because why stick around?
Yeah.
We're going to do a Geek Show at the con in room 151D at 5 p.m. And that'll be a quick recording there.
Which room again?
151D.
Okay.
And then
get the app. It'll help tell you.
yeah,
where
if you get on the app and you search by my name, it brings up my schedule. Then at 8 p.m., Adam West, Batman 66. We're going to be talking about Adam West.
Panel of that.
Okay. Then Saturday, I have to get up. See, that one goes till 9. Then I got to get up in the morning at 10 a.m. For a panel called The Class of 82, An Introduction to the Best Year in Geek Cinema Ever. If you think about all the movies that were released in 82.
That was a big year.
There was a ton of them, yeah. And
Revenge of the Nerds.
And then that's included on the list.
Yeah.
And then at 11 o'clock, we're doing Batman on Film. And then Mystery Science Theater, The Return at 5 p.m. But then Saturday night, and this is the most important of them all, Geek Show live on stage at Club 50 West, Saturday night. Tomorrow night, the doors are at 6. The show starts at 7. It is free. You got to be 21 and older. 50 West, 300 South.
If you're not doing any of that stuff, tonight at the Tower Theater,
yes,
7:30, premiere of a Trent Harris film, Welcome to the Rubber Room. I'm in the movie, and a lot of other. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this all came together. But Alex Caldiero is in it. Richard Dutcher is in it. And a lot of people whose names I will forget when I see them again. So join us.
Call them all buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
That's what buddy's for. Buddy is for when you don't remember people's
I'll just
names.
call them all Dan Morley. No, my wife is going with me, though, and I'm going to have to, introduce her to some people.
Then you let Bill. Here's how you do this.
I know how. Go ahead.
You don't have to worry about remembering their names. Oh, I want you to meet my wife, Jenny.
No, yeah, you say to the guy or the girl, "Hey, I want you to meet my wife. This is Jenny."
Yeah, and then she needs to lean in and shake and go, "Hi, I'm Jenny."
And then they'll say, "I am."
Yeah. So she's got to help. She's got to kind of be
practice it at home before you go.
She's got to have your wing.
Yeah.
And Comic-Con going on this weekend, but the Pepper Show is so cheap.
Yeah.
You should do both. You're already coming into downtown Salt Lake for the con. Head over to the Gallivan Center. You can still get those 2-for-1 tickets to the Reggae Rise Up. Go to reggaeriseup.com. Use the promo code X96BOGO. They're also doing the Lounge X at Poplar. All of this is walkable from
this area.
Salt Palace. So make sure you take advantage of all that.
All right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
On Monday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, we have Amy Donaldson with Title IX Sports.
Then at 8, Bill Frost will be here to tell us what to watch on TV or maybe what not to watch.
At 8:45, I'll have a reasonable report from Salt Lake Comic-Con and Geek News on the radio.
And then at 9, another keyword for our New Orleans Music Festival flyaway.
That's all on Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Oh, and one other quick thing. Tomorrow morning, I'll be in Ogden. It's the Northern Utah New Hope Walk to help prevent suicide.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's all taking place on 25th Street. And I think it starts at about 9:30 in the morning tomorrow morning.
Let's see. Is it John next broadcasting from Comic-Con? It's Todd. They switched shifts. Okay. So Todd broadcasting live from Comic-Con, and then John in the afternoon doing the same. That's why I see Carlin in there. Hi, Carlin.
Carlin, you want a donut?
Carlin gets a donut?
Okay.
Yes.
Dylan, you want a donut? Okay.
Yep.
Carrie, you want?
I'll take one. Yes, thank you. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm passing a Kinder Egg.
Todd is live at Comic-Con next. Stand by.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now.